discussions about demonology and the occult, topics that caused widespread panic during the 1980s. This content may not be suitable for children under the age of 50. Viewer and listener discretion is advised. Welcome to the GROGTALK with your hosts, Dan and James.
All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to GROGTALK. I'm James.
And I'm Dan. And we are live from Biffer's Palace of Heavenly Delights. Biffer's Palace of Heavenly Delights. And today's episode of GROGTALK is being taped in front of a live studio audience.
Yeah, give yourselves a hand out there. Yes, thank you so much. Thanks for coming out. We really appreciate that.
And you know, James, Biffer's Palace is at the fortress of Madagascar, which is kind of a rough place. So, yeah. So I say, so why don't get pickpocketed? Watch your stuff with this crowd, James.
That's right. That's a good one. Oh yes. So the Chamberlain from Australia is on. Hello, Mr. Thompson. Welcome. That's right. So, and where is that from? The place we're at. If people wanted to visit it in literature.
We're at Biffer's Palace of Heavenly Delights, which is in the fortress of Madagascar, which our listeners may recall is an adventure that was a Judges Guild adventure back in the late 70s.
Late 70s. All right.
Do you want to know about Biffer?
Sure.
Okay, so this is a spoiler. So if you're thinking of running this adventure or you are going to go through it, you would now want to come back in about 20 seconds. Biffer traps customers in his tavern by drugging their wine and selling them onto the slave markets. Now, this is interesting. So you could go here. You're starting the adventure. Like, oh, that sounds good. Biffer's Palace of Heavenly Delights.
Right. Sounds
great. You go there. Your adventure literally is you wake up and yes, it's the ace. It's you advance directly to what? A4.
A4 is when you're captured. That's right.
Right. So you just directly advance to being enslaved.
The only thing you have to change is that you wake up in a tub in ice and there's a scroll. Your kidney has been taken.
Whoa, we're going to talk about that. Yeah, exactly. You've been harvested. Exactly. Yeah, we'll talk about that with the manufacturing of magic items.
That's right. You're a half elf. You're an elf, and the thing calls for potion of longevity calls for the elven
eye.
Kidney.
Yeah. Where's my eye? I have no eyes.
That's right.
I can't see.
That's right. It's classic. So I see. I love your shirt. I'm with the half orc. Is there is there a I'm with the shirtemporium.com? Because last time it was I'm with Cupid. Now you have I'm with the half orc. So.
Well, it's my thing now. I'm sure I'll grow out of this phase. I find them at various places. But James, I'm confused about your shirt because apparently you think it's the Valentine special.
That's right. I'm wearing an orange shirt. No, this is we talked about it, the old Bucko Bruce orange jerseys from the Buccaneers, who are the Super Bowl super champions of the entire galactic universe.
The super champions. What are you, from another country?
Yes, the super champs. That's right. That's it.
I hear your team win super champion.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, when you hear we're world champions, no one else plays American football. But hey, that's
how rude is that? Now I'm very disappointed in you, James.
Yes. Because
as you know, I asked you. Thank you. I asked you. You're having more fun with that than I will. I asked you to watch this video on YouTube.
I did. Yep.
Not that video. Well, I know you watched that one and enjoyed it. The other one.
Yes.
Right. And of a Buccaneers game in 1977.
Right.
Their first home victory against the St. Louis Cardinals, 17-7. I directed you to a particular place in the video.
Yeah.
Where they were scanning the crowd after a big touchdown pass, and I said you'll find Little Gormansky there, and you didn't find Little Gormansky, but I'm there, and I encourage people to just. It's like, where's Waldo? Yeah, you hurt my feelings.
I know.
Where's Gormansky?
Yeah. So for those listening at home, I tried. It's a VHS copy of an old tape. And it looks like, when you slow it down, like a Monet picture. It's watercolors, and everyone's kind of, you can tell there's blobs. So I look for a somewhat pasty, small, diminutive figure.
Perfect.
And shockingly, there were lots of little dots there. So
well, that's what I told you. It's like, where's Waldo?
That's right. Well, I should have just said, yes, I saw you. And then, but I was concerned you'd say, well, okay, what row was I on? Because that's
what's shirt color? I would have started quizzing you. No, you were smart. You did the right thing, James. Don't cheat. You did the right thing. You get caught.
That's right. So I said, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to say, I slowed it down. I did make the effort. I should have took a screenshot and said, okay, which one are you? And it literally is just a wash of. It's like a watercolor that's been, it's just washed out. It was impossible to see, but. That is very cool. So that caused me to buy my Bucko Bruce color version of Tom Brady. So very good.
Very cool.
So yes. So you have mad props, because in 1977 I was not even in Florida at that point. Hello everyone. Everyone's showing up. Everyone's getting here. Let's say hi to them as well. That's right. The crowd goes wild. So I really want to get this for you, Dan, so you could just press the buttons. That would be even better, because that will keep you super excited.
No, I'd be like a cat. I'd be out of control.
Well, that is the problem. You can press all the buttons, and you can just have all your hands on it.
We need like a DJ.
We do. Well, yeah, that would be great. We do need a DJ.
Somebody to MC this thing.
Yes, thank you. That's right. Go Bucks. So. Moving on. People are not here for bucks. That's what keeps us entertained. The Chamberlain Brandywine is on as well. So let's for next time. Look what I have for you. And next time.
Is that asteroid?
That's the double jeopardy.
I thought that's asteroid.
Huh?
That's not asteroids.
It's sort of similar to asteroids, but when you do double jeopardy, or I need to get the wrong I don't have that one yet, so I have to work on it, because everything's with Alex Trebek's voice on there, which is disturbing. I don't want his voice, and then that would be a copyright. We would be
back in trouble again.
You don't want to be in trouble. So there you go. So next time we play, when Rob's dulcet tones comes on, it says for 200, blah, blah, blah. And he could say, the answer is correct. There you go. So we have, we're so easily entertained. That's what it's about. All right, moving on. GrogCon announcement, right? October 15th through 17th. Yes, for those who have listened to our show forever, we announce the convention for months, every session. So we're going to continue to do that. So for no change at this point, right?
And not that I know of.
Right. Yeah, we're steady as we go. I saw someone on Discord who lives in the Tampa area, speaking of the Bucks, who's looking forward to coming in October. So we've got more people coming than ever. So if you can make it, we'd love to see you October 15th through 17th. In the meantime, you can go out to Grognard's Guild online. A lot of games out there. The Chamberlain has a Discord game by post. There's Brian's running a game online. If you're not playing first edition D&D or an older old school game, come out to our Discord and start a game. That would be great. As far as, and this is all happening thanks to our patrons. We don't have a heraldry this week. We will have a next week. We don't have a giveaway this week because last week we gave away. We'll do next for March for our St. Patrick's Day event, right? We're doing a special event for St. Patrick's Day, Dan?
Well, I mean, we'll probably be wearing green.
Maybe. Yeah, that sounds good.
Maybe. Or orange.
Oh, everything comes out orange. This actually looks orange. My red shirt also looked orange, but this is what orange looks like on my web camera. And so the Swedish Challenge, by the way, I know you saw this fun fact. We are the 11,338th podcast in the world. In the entire world, we are the 11,000. And the 9,535th one in the United States. What do you think about that, Dan? If I would have told you that our efforts for the last 2 years have yielded us the 9,535th rank, that's pretty good.
I would say that is 9536 must really suck.
It's dead air.
Yes, it's dead air. I wouldn't want to be those dudes.
It's a test tone. And speaking of that, if you would like to see us move up and mock other podcasts that actually put a lot of time and effort, you could put an iTunes review in. That would help us because that's how the algorithm, the more people who review, we'll say your review here, good, bad, or indifferent, and that gets more people to see or listen to our podcast. So again, thank you for those who have done that. That's super cool. We have our Flipping and Turning. Version 2.5 is available, but guess what's coming out soon? Issue 3. I wonder if Rob will be ready to discuss Issue 3, at least the release of it for St. Patrick's Day.
That would be great.
So I've just put him on the spot for that.
Mm-hmm.
So, which means he's already working on Issue 4 because he is a maniac.
I've already submitted something for Issue 4. Have you?
You know, the last one took a lot out of me.
The writing is hard.
Yeah, you're very prolific at writing. That is a skill that I wish I had.
It doesn't mean it's good. Just because I can generate it quickly doesn't necessarily mean it's quality.
It's the attorney in you. I mean, you can generate a lot of stuff, and it seems cogent, so that's good. And at least for the stuff I've seen, it's been funny. I just struggle with it. Mm-hmm. And Rob had to pull me over the finish line with the GROGTALK Adventures episode or issue 1 or whatever it is.
Did you get in trouble?
No, I didn't get in trouble. I remember when we talked to him, I said, this is just not working. And he was a good editor. He encouraged me, and I didn't want to quit on him, so I got something done.
He knows how to basically assess the person he's dealing with.
Right.
He realized what would work with you, and he knew that if he berated you, you would just sort of curl up.
Yeah, that would have been.
Wow, screw you. I'm the Gygax in this thing, all right?
Yeah, that's right.
Who do you think you are, Cask?
That's right.
I'm Gygax. You're Cask.
I could put my shopping list. I could put my shopping list, and you'd publish it. You'd have to.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly right. That's interesting. Do you think Cask was ever like, yeah, no, I'm sorry, Gary. Gary's like, where was my thing? He's like, yeah, I'm sorry. It wasn't very good. I doubt it. I don't think so. But that would be funny.
That would be. So, anyway, if you want to contribute to issue 3 or issue 4, I mean, who had the over-under at more than 2 issues?
Right.
This is amazing.
I didn't. Oh, I bet against it. I went under. It was 1. The over-under was 1.
Yeah, I think it was 1. I assumed we would do 1, and Rob would say, I'm never doing this again. And we'd be like, okay, thanks.
Oh, well, then it sounds like at least you didn't lose money if you were at 1, right? Because I went under.
Yeah, you went under.
I took a bath.
Yeah.
I lost like $100.
Yeah, easily. So if you want to contribute to future editions of Flipping and Turning, which is available on DriveThruRPG. Also, if you are a patron, you get to see it earlier, a week or so earlier before everyone else does. Send your submissions, ideas to editor@grogcon.com. And then the last announcement we have is a new campaign starting next Saturday, from 12 to 6, Rob will be hosting the initial Grog Talk Adventures patron-exclusive campaign, where we'll have players pop in and out as they're available. Our first session, just reminding you, I'm doing this live on the show so that just in case you mean, wait a minute, Saturday? I have something to do?
This is the only time we talk.
That's right. So 12 to 6, and I believe I have 3 of the 4 players established. I think the 4th one will be coming, and I'll be sending that to Rob, and we'll figure out the players, and that'll be from 12 to 6. So for those who have time, come join us. We'll be live streaming it 12 to 6 Eastern Time this Saturday.
What time did you say?
12 to 6.
Next Saturday, 12 to 6?
Yes.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, sorry, wrong one. Or, there you go.
Wow. This Madagascar crowd, they're rough. A bunch of thieves. There's like a half ogre, and it's like it's the cantina or whatever.
That's right. I have 12 buttons, and I'm not afraid to use them. There you go. So
James is pushing his own buttons.
There you go.
You really taking to this idea?
Yes. Well, so for those who are playing at home, because this is what my life is, waiting for Dan to send me an email. Hey, I'm thinking of this. I'd like a laugh track. And my job is to figure out how to make it work. So
right. Because everyone has their Gygax.
That's right. So, and you are. So, some feedback I saw on the internets, that one thing we forgot when we, age of characters. We did not go over that when we talked about age. You, like me, think age is a very important stat that you created, and someone wrote that they were disappointed that we did not give our characters a maximum age.
Well, this is a very interesting question. If you roll that up, who knows this? So really, I guess the DM should know it.
Right.
So if you're right, no one else, because the DM is God. So I think the suggestion is that Pixie and Glades may, in fact, have already died. Is that what's happening here?
Potentially. Well, we did it for ourselves. I mean, I mentioned to the person that we did roll our maximum age later. We just didn't do it for Pixie and Glade. That was the only thing.
They're half elves? Aren't they both half elves?
One is an elf, one is a half elf.
Okay. So, all right. Well, okay. So we're rolling. So this is some maximum character age table. All right. I'm ready to go. You want to roll one and I'll roll one?
Okay. Yeah. What page are we on?
We are on page 14 of the Dungeon Master's Guide. And for listeners who may not know, this is for these 2 characters that we had rolled up in the past. And
mine's on page 15. That's interesting.
Wait, no, mine is 2. I'm sorry. I was looking to the left. I glanced over quickly.
I was going to say, do you have a special version?
Can I mention something about halfling constitution? I probably should, and I'll talk about that at some other point. Oh, just to let you know, since we're mention things to each other just as if we were just in general conversation,
right.
I really need to wrap this up by 11:30 because I need to get to the bank.
Oh yeah? What's that?
That's funny. That was serious. No, I'm being serious. Crowd, they can't tell when I'm joking anymore. I'm not. Wait. Oh my God! I just mentioned in front of the crowd at the Fortress Madagascar that I need to wrap up this show at 11:30 so I can get to the bank.
That's right. That's not good.
I almost said to deposit a check. They're gonna follow me. Like, why is everyone following me? There's a large crowd.
Oh,
okay.
The humanity. It's this.
All right, I'm rolling.
Okay.
I'm rolling. I'm going to roll for Pixie. Okay.
Well, first of all, what says fun in a game on page 15 when the heading? What's the first thing it says on the page?
Right, unless the character dies of some other cause.
No.
Wait, what?
First thing on page 15. Death.
The character faces death in many forms. Is just death. Well, I've said it before. Something's not quite right when, you can have, you're giving out demon idols and no one is thinking anything. Something's gone wrong. Don't you think?
Right.
87.
Character. Okay, so what are you doing?
Oh, my gosh. 87. I'm
87. Okay.
Venerable, highest age, right?
So of course, it's not that simple. You have to go back to page 13 to look at the race, and it has the different classes, different periods of maturity, whether you're young adult, mature, middle-aged, old, venerable.
I'm the venerable highest age -9. And is Pixie an elf or half elf?
Pixie is an elf.
Okay,
I would assume
high.
a high elf, whatever the standard, right? That's the standard elf, high elf.
That's what the player's handbook says. Oh my gosh. 16. Wait, you're rolling, it's minus D10? Just minus 10? That the range for elf. Oh, see, that's not good because the range for elf at venerable is enormous. So I'm 1600. There's 400 years range in venerable, and yet it's -9. So
Well,
am I reading?
hold on. So we're on page 15. Unless the character dies of some other cause, which is most likely what's going to happen, he or she will live to old age. So normally you die at old age. Use the following table to find the exact age at which a character will die of natural causes. You rolled the percentage, and what did you roll? 87.
Yeah, so I see Gary's already accounted for what I talked about. I skipped over it because I was impatient. I rolled in the venerable highest age.
Okay, 87, and then there's a variable, right?
Right.
And then it says, use the die to determine the addition or subtraction to the span of years of category. So the span for a high elf is 400 years in the venerable category. So if you use 20-year intervals, a plus or minus D20. Treat a die result of 20 as not, so numbers 0 through 19 are being generated.
Okay, here we go. So I'm rolling a die 20. It is a 16, so it's 20-year intervals. So does that mean 16 times 20?
Yep, 320.
So is that 320 years?
Yep.
Do I then have to roll a die 10 or no?
No.
No, so I'm always going to die on a...
You're always going to die in a 20-year thing.
Okay, fair enough.
So you subtract 320 from the maximum, which is 1,600, so you're at 1281, is what I read there.
Okay.
So Pixie will live till 1281. I got to write this down as the DM, 1281. And you're like 100. You're like a couple hundred years old, so you're not.
So
you've got 1,000 years.
Yeah.
But you only have 2 hit points. So
what are the odds? Death by combat versus old age.
Right. I'm going with you're going to die.
Do you know why I need to adventure? I'll tell you why I need to adventure. Simply so I can increase my hit points. Because at 2, I could be hit by a cart.
Right.
I could be like attacked by a donkey in the market and die.
2 normal squirrels, if they hit you, will kill you.
Yes. So just in terms, I almost have to adventure in terms of increasing my chance of. I really probably, it's safer for me to adventure to try to get the hit points.
Normal elven life is fraught with danger. You've seen that's probably the backstory we forgot. So many of your friends, I would have just lived 1,000. He would have lived 1,000 more years if he didn't get assaulted by the badger.
That's what my parents told me. You know, Uncle whoever had 1 hit point. He could have lived for 1,600 years. But he was attacked by that badger. Oh, a giant badger?
No, just a badger. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, he was feeding it in the park.
He fell more than 10 feet, dead.
Yeah, gone. Oh, yeah, easily. 3 feet. He fell off a deck.
All right, I'm rolling percentages.
There's dead elves everywhere.
Love dead elves.
The dead elves.
That's a great the dead elves.
At Fortress Madagascar this week only. Coming through.
That's awesome. All right. We're having too much fun with the buttons. This is our Jump the Shark episode where we...
the end of GROGTALK, that is.
This is. All right. So I rolled a 18. So old highest age with a variable -4. So she is a half elf. Old highest age. So there's from 176 to 250 is 74 years. So 1 year intervals, and I roll a d4. 4. So Glade will live to 246 years.
Okay. All right, so we're probably still alive.
Yeah, the adventure doesn't start with, what's that background, canned laughter? That's
No, what? Canned laughter?
Oh my goodness, we are live here. That's what they don't like that.
This episode of GROGTALK is being taped in front of a live studio audience.
Come on, you guys say something out there. That's it. Right. We got a huge crowd.
Wait, who said that? Who asked if this was canned?
That was our dear friend Menyon, also known as Rob.
What do you guys think?
Go ahead.
Hey, what do you guys think of that comment from Menyon? We just lost a patron.
Well, it's funny because he was just on Discord saying, "Hey, I've come back to 1E. I was trying different things. Hope you let me have him back." And now we're basically attacking him online. That's good.
Yeah,
that's great.
That's what we do.
This is what we do. Thanks.
Yeah, but we're live from Biffer's Palace of Heavenly Delights in Banavaskar, so.
There you go. So, yes, unfortunately, Menyon, what you missed it because you have a life and you're doing something else. That's right. Try the veal. Be sure to tip your waitresses or servers. They're working hard for you. My life after the show is waiting for Dan to send me emails saying, "Hey, I would like this to happen in the show." And so Dan asked me, "Would it be great if we could have a laugh track?" So there you go. That's why we have it.
Because the reason why, so I was on the internets, and for whatever reason, I saw this thing where you could watch Big Bang Theory, which
without the laugh track, and it's terrible.
Yeah, it's cringeworthy. And so I realized that, because I watch our show without a laugh track, and it's cringeworthy. And so I said, well, if it worked for Big Bang Theory, it would work for us. So thank you, James, for making this happen. So we'll see. I think we seem funnier.
I agree. Right. I agree.
That's just all you. That's the lesson.
That's it.
Your show is junk, but you just add a laugh track, and it's good. So all right, where are we at, kind sir?
Well, yeah, and it is, and then the history of the laugh track. I mean, I watched the video or something about it, which is very interesting. The actual box back in the day when they made this, it's pretty amazing how they came up with that. So, where do we next? Well, we are in the best of February, January 1981.
Yes. Okay. So,
there you go.
40 years ago, this weekish. So we had, not a lot happening. As you know, I'm not thrilled with what they're telling me. But here's some of the things, perhaps, that you might find of mild interest. Paris Hilton born. Make you feel
though it's disturbing, as I know she just got engaged because it was on the news feed. Why do I care about that?
Wait, no, I thought you have. Don't you follow her on Twitter?
No.
James.
I don't.
James.
I only have one Twitter handle, which is GROGTALK. I would have to get all following. I have to get approved by you. It's because it's a partnership, and you would not approve of that.
That's right, GROGTALK. You post stuff like it's your personal account. I'm like, hey, it's like Bucks win, GROGTALK on Twitter. I'm like, hey, and I'm upset when I said, wait, don't you James, you're falling down on the job, and I said, wait, don't you follow her on Twitter?
Sorry. I can't do more than one thing at a time. I apologize.
You can't walk and chew gum.
I was trying to get ready for the next item, so I apologize.
Poor James, you got it rougher. You got everything. See, I'm still old school. I've got like a book. You got all these buttons and the chat and it's impressive though.
Now I'm checking Paris Hilton's Twitter thing because.
Okay. Yes.
Yes, it is sad. It is sad we need a laugh track. That is true.
This is one thing I will mention. Okay,
So
today.
Paris Hilton was born. Anything relevant to this?
Yeah, this is actually kind of disturbing, right? So on the 20th, 40 years ago today, I didn't know about this.
Okay.
An Argentinian Airlines plane narrowly avoids hitting the top of what building in thick fog?
The Empire State Building.
Close. World Trade Center. That's kind of eerie, isn't it?
Yeah, that's terrible. Because what, 20 years later, 2001?
Yeah, so that's pretty eerie. So, and let me mention also some upcoming conventions. Where's my convention sheet? This was interesting. I don't know if anyone is looking at Dragon Magazine, if they are getting the subscription. We canceled our subscription. We didn't tell people that, did we? That we'd canceled our subscription?
No, we didn't.
Dragon Magazine?
No.
Yeah, we canceled our subscription to Dragon Magazine. We decided, and I think I can speak for both of us, we decided that there was just too much non-first edition stuff. So we canceled it, but we're going to at least borrow our friend.
Yeah, look, the crowd agrees with that. Right? It's just too much of it.
No, I understand. Yeah, I appreciate that, guys. And but we're gonna, but there's good news. We are going to keep Sage Advice, and we will be reading the Sage Advice questions. So, Sage Advice is still around.
Oh, that's great. We like that. Is good. Sage Advice is useful. The rest
Love
of it,
Jean Wells, even though she's really been put on a bit of a leash, hasn't she?
Is that is that appropriate to say in this time that she's on a leash? That's
meaning that she's been curbed.
You're telling me that she's been curbed? They're training her? This seems very.
No, I would use that for anybody who I think she had a talking to about being too funny. Well, it's that whole orange whatever incident.
Right, the famous orange incident.
Right.
And that's what I'm working on. I'm trying to get the. So how are we getting Sage Advice, by the way, if we're not?
Oh, wait. Well, and we all know the famous orange incident was actually your shirt on Valentine's last year.
That was correct. Actually, it was our orange shirt. You had an orange shirt too, if you remember, right? Because I couldn't figure out how to make it red.
And I'm not sure why you bought a Bucks jersey. You told me you're going to get a creamsicle jersey, but your jersey is red there.
Exactly. I know.
So we're gonna. Well, your buddy. Hang on. You got your buddy from Tampa. We're gonna borrow his Dragon magazine.
Oh, okay. Right. Exactly.
In the library. Right. Who is that guy?
Bob.
Bob.
Yeah,
right.
Bob.
We're gonna borrow Bob's. Oh, and I will. So if you do get Dragon magazine still though, did you notice that in this month's Dragon magazine was announced a convention? That's pretty short notice, but so I want to mention that TippyCon 2 is coming up February 27th through March 1st at the Stewart Center at Purdue University in West Lafayette, Indiana. It is sponsored by the Adventure Simulation Club. It is a gaming conference for all tastes, war games, fantasy games, RPGs, and much more. For info, write Division of Conference, 116 Stewart Center, Purdue University, West Lafayette, Indiana, 47907. What's interesting about it is there was no phone number. This is a little short notice, isn't it?
Yeah.
To just give you a mailing address with snail mail?
Yeah, and how would you, this was for those who weren't, you couldn't just hop on the internet. You couldn't even hop on Prodigy. I guess a bulletin board service, maybe, if you were so inclined, but 1981, that seems pretty unlikely. So
there it is. Yeah, so TippyCon 2, February 27th, March 1. Tell them you heard about it on GROGTALK.
Very nice.
Okay, are we ready? So we're keeping Sage Advice. You ready for Sage Advice?
I am. So I have not looked at Sage Advice because we're going to keep Sage Advice, which was another email request. So I have presented it to the folks out there, but I am not looking at it because the new segment is you're going to ask me questions and I'm going to try to answer it, right, basically. Is that correct?
That is correct. So James does not know. So James does. That was inappropriate. What were they laughing at? What's going on in the corner? Something's happening. Oh my God! Stop that dude! What the hell is he doing? Oh my God! Oh, that was ugly. Okay. All right. Is there a cleric in the house? Is there a cleric? That was ugly, wasn't it?
Is anyone still out here? Oh, hey, people are still listening. I don't know why.
What kind of place did you book us at? This place is scary, man. We're gonna need like a paladin to get us out of here. Wow. We're gonna wake up in a bathtub. Okay. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Time for sage advice. Here we go. We're going to see how well you do.
Okay.
Would you have gotten a job doing this? Are you as good as Niebling, Ward,
Am I
or
in the
Wells?
Wells part of the line or the Niebling Ward side?
That's like a law firm, Niebling, Ward, and Wells,
Oh,
right?
that is good.
Like that.
That was good.
Here we go. Question: if a magic user casts a shape change spell and turns into a huge ancient red dragon, will he have an 88-point breath weapon, or will the breath weapon do his own hit points in damage?
Ooh, that is a good one. Shape change. What's up with this? What is up on the screen now? I think it's Sage Advice. I can't look at. Oh, that's not Sage Advice. Sorry, that's Sage Advice.
But don't look, James.
I can't look. I'm not looking. Unfortunately, I was showing the stats of the live stream as opposed to.
Oh, that is. You definitely don't want to do that.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. Okay, so everyone, but I have. So I'm trying to multitask here. Sorry. So, all right, it's good.
You need the production goblin back.
He's literally sleeping in the other room. It's just the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad. It's not good. Anyway, so shape change is a pretty powerful spell. I think it's like 8th level or something. It's pretty up there. I don't, but and the giveaway. Well, the thing it says is that you would have the breath weapon, which normally when you polymorph, you don't usually have it. So I'm going to say it's equal to the player's hit points, is what I'm going to say.
The answer is the breath weapon will have strength equal to the hit points of the magic user.
Right.
You are correct, James.
Yeah, so
you're correct, James. and apparently Alice Rebecca's fallen over on the bell.
That's horrible, but that's great. That's not
what I meant. That's not what I meant. You know I didn't mean that. In the description,
we have Canadians on listening to us, and you just, I mean, Mike Myers, Alex Trebek, Rush. I mean, these are the icons. You just now was.
I missed something. I can't believe I didn't do this, James, because this was you were going to really care about this.
Made fun of. Well, not made fun of. I think did you mock him?
No,
it's not really
I didn't
mocking.
mean to.
Just made light of his passing is what you did.
I did not. There was no intent involved there. Oh, I'm so disappointed. I had here somewhere. I'm telling you, Rush did something, and now it's just, you know how this works, right? Now it's just gone missing. Hang on. You can clean this up, can't you? Oh, I thought February 25th. You ready for this? One of the youngest bank robbers in history, a 9-year-old boy identified only as Robert M., steals how much money after holding up a New York bank armed with a .22 caliber pistol? So, James, 1981, February 25th, one of the youngest bank robbers in history, 9-year-old boy, robs a bank, a New York bank, with a .22 caliber pistol. How much money do you think he take?
$250.
Very close. $118.
Oh.
$118. So you were very close. So you
know what? I did it with inflation.
That's true.
I gave $20. I'm sorry. So someone can go back and figure out what that was in $1981. So you mentioned Rush or something, and
yes, I can't find it. This was a disaster. I can't find it. They taped. I thought like one of their first albums came out or something in 1981, but of course now I can't. Now I can't find it. So we're just gonna ignore that. Oh, there it is. February 12th. Canadian rock band Rush releases their album what?
81?
Yes.
81 would be Moving Pictures.
You are on fire. You're on fire. Yep, that is absolutely correct.
Thank you.
Yep. All right.
Dude.
So the answer to your question on shape change, In the description of the shape change spell, it is noted that a creature whose form is assumed by the spellcaster will have whatever hit points the magic user has at the time of shape change. Okay, question number
Well, the
2.
question to you, Dan, is what level spell is shape change, and who can cast it? I'm curious.
And that I don't know. I know it's, I believe, let me see, I think it might be on page 93, I want to say, the player's handbook. Let's see, I'm not sure. Let's take a look. Is that, I think it's around 93. It might be 94. I'm pretty sure it's 93.
Okay. Yeah.
It is. Oh, I love shape change. This is the one where the poor little sprite or something is
Pixie.
being eaten by the big frog.
Yes. It's
Yes.
8th level magic user spell, right? Or is it 9th level?
Well, what is it?
I'm gonna say it's 8th level.
It is 9th. It is 9th.
That's too bad.
It is
All right,
9th.
moving on.
All right, moving on. Question number 2. And I had also looked up, and of course it isn't here too. I do a terrible job here getting ready for the show, obviously, the TV shows. But whatever, we'll have to skip that. Question: why should druids be able to wear leather armor since it is made of the hides of the animals they worship?
Yeah, well, I'm sure they're gonna say something to the effect of, they're not Hindus who are not allowed to murder cows, but if the cows die, they can leverage the thing, so they can use nature. They worship trees, but they use holly and things. So there's no disconnect between that. I would say they say something like that.
Answer: druids do not worship animals. They worship all aspects of nature. This includes the survival of the fittest process, whereby some animals are killed to provide food, protection, and some other benefit for another species. Since the druid is as much a part of nature as the things which make up his environment, it is quite natural for a druid to use the remains of a fellow creature for food, armor, or whatever. James, I would say you did a very good job on that.
Thank you. Yes, I think I get a win. I think I get a good one there. I mean, some of this stuff is just common sense. I mean, think about it. Someone had to write that to TSR. It just seemed like, the people that we've known, they actually had really good questions. Like the Chamberlain from Australia, he sent, when he told us that story a way back, those were good questions, and he got good answers back. So,
okay. Question 3: do you get experience points for a monster you are quested? I would say geist. I know that there's a pronunciation, right?
yeah.
To geese. I mean, I don't know.
Yes, or Geist.
Geist. I think it's probably geist, to kill. Do you get experience points for a monster? Oh, and just to let you know, it's you guys let me mispronounce. It's how do you pronounce? It's not proboscis. It's, what is it? Can you get a pronunciation of that? The thing that the Surge has.
The who? The Surge. Yeah, proboscis.
No, yeah, it's not.
Proboscis? Yeah. Proboscis.
Proboscis.
Well, per the internet, it's proboscis.
Proboscis.
Yes.
Proboscis. So we need to remember that. Proboscis.
Which part? The shaft or the head of the proboscis? Which one are we talking about?
Next question.
Okay.
Next question. Do you get experience points for a monster you are quested geist to kill? What do you think?
Yes.
Answer: yes. The awarding of experience points is in part designed to credit characters with actual experience. That is, the proven ability to face a life-threatening or potentially harmful and overcome the obstacle it represents. Anytime, okay, ready for this? Anytime a character performs such an action, he or she is presumed to have learned from the experience and received experience points to signify that betterment. Since a character under the influence of a quest spell or a geist spell is presumed to be conscious of his or her actions and capable of remembering events after they take place, it follows that experience points should be awarded to that character in normal fashion for any worthy deeds done while he or she was enspelled. They're certainly they don't mean any worthy deeds. I mean, I guess they mean worthy. They mean it's killing and treasure and maybe taking hostage but not any. But right. Okay, let's move on. What happens when a cornered, as in a deep pit, undead creature is turned?
So you're in a deep, the undead person's,
Yeah.
the undead creature's in front of you in a pit, and you.
Yeah, and you're like, watch this.
Oh yeah. Well, they
You turn them in the pit.
they turn around, they go as far away from you as possible, and will be they. That's what will do. That's what they'll do.
Answer. The act of turning undead by a good cleric compels the victim to turn directly away from the cleric and move as fast and as far away as possible for 3 to 12 rounds. When it is physically impossible for the creature to keep moving away, it will retreat to the most remote from the cleric location in the area and continually face away from the cleric and his or her holy symbol. I would say you got that right.
That's right. I mean, this stuff.
I have,
Stuff is pretty simple.
don't be cocky.
No, I'm not cocky. It's just the questions people ask. We had a good question on Discord, people going back and forth. Just to segue, why can we only cast? Where does it say in the rules that you can only cast one spell per round? In other words, if you had sleep and magic missile, they're like one segments. Why couldn't you just? And there was a good discussion where it doesn't specifically say that, but it's implied in that. To me, that would be a better sage advice question than, do you get XP for killing something that when you're quested? But go ahead.
Maybe they wanted to do easy. There's a lot of time.
Right.
Like just pick out like Cask or whoever Jay Chiquette is on us. Just pick out, because Niebling is waiting. Ward, you gonna do that? Ward's like Niebling, you gonna do that? And they're just like, pick out 3 easy ones.
Right.
All right.
Right.
Just grab 3.
Okay.
Okay. So you know what? I have this image of a skeleton just walking against a wall, say in a video game.
Like those robots, the one you used to get the robots for Christmas,
yes,
and they just went.
I do. Yes, the little punching guy robot, whatever.
And
Yeah.
they just exactly. So there you go.
Because the better question too, and another better question is, will they fight back if cornered and you keep killing them?
Right.
So that was a better one. And I think the answer to that is yes. But okay, moving on. Question: do clerics with 18 strength? Oh, you're gonna go crazy, James. you're already getting annoyed. You're gonna go crazy. Do clerics with 18 strength qualify for exceptional strength? What about multi-classed characters, double-classed humans?
Okay, so the first, if it's a single cleric, no, it's literally in the rules. Multi-class fighter, yes.
It's in the rules.
It's in the rules. Dual class is.
That's a little more interesting, isn't it?
Well, are they going from cleric to fighter or from fighter to cleric?
It doesn't say.
Right. So, my take on it is, if they were going from fighter to cleric, they would have it, but the question then is, if they become a cleric, do they lose it while they're trying to gain levels past the cleric? And I would say no. It doesn't make. I would say no, but I could be convinced yes, because you're basically saying, why do they have exceptional strength? Because they're training, and they're not training as much while they're being a cleric, because that's why they don't have access to the previous things. But if it was cleric to fighter, yes, they should get exceptional strength. That's my answer.
Okay, let's see. Answer: only clerics who are fighters or have the fighter class as one of their classes can qualify for an exceptional strength rating. Furthermore, several races and genders of races are by their nature unable to achieve an 18 strength and thus do not qualify for the exceptional rating, even if they are fighters. These types include all females except for humans and half-orcs, plus male halflings. That's the whole answer.
There you go.
Wait, no, so you did well, but I think you actually did better because you didn't dodge the last one.
Right.
Didn't Ward and Niebling dodge this last question?
Yeah, they didn't. The whole, if you're a fighter first and then you become a cleric, dual class.
What do you guys out there think about Ward and Niebling not answering that last question? Yes, it's the show where we boo Jim Ward.
We just booed him. I wonder if he'll come back on the show at this point.
Oh, he'll come back on, all right. Okay. Question: I don't even know what this is. Does a luck blade sword give a +1 to hit in combat?
I would say yes.
It's finally over. No, it only gives +1 to saving throws.
I would look that up. I guess it's not +1. So
You would look that up before writing the sage advice answer?
Right.
Yeah, that's probably just in there. Okay. Again, probably raising. My guess is it's in the rules. Maybe people can't afford.
yeah,
Go look it up go to Walden Books and crack it open. And
right.
just
Sit
take a
there
notebook.
until they kick you out.
Right, and then come back the next day.
I mean, they didn't put.
Hey, I'm buying a pack of gum.
I don't remember them having tables back then. You know, it's more, they didn't. They
Right.
weren't trying to like.
No,
Later, they would encourage.
they didn't want you like sitting there. You couldn't even bring a drink in there, right? You bring in the Orange Julius drink
Well,
in there.
I can understand why they were confused because it says sword +1 luck blade
Oh, then what does it say?
gives the possessor +1 on all saving throws and will have 2 to 5 wishes, and that would be my first wish. I wish that this sword was +1 to hit and damage.
Yes, I wish Sage Advice had given a different answer. Yes, no, this is terrible. That's a fair question.
Right.
Because you're right. That's confusing because that designation there
On page 165 of the DMG, and it's in between sword +1 flame tongue and sword +2 giant slayer.
Are there swords? If you don't have a plus to hit, are you like shuffled to another category? So is it misplaced? Is that even more confusing?
Yeah, and in fact, the way it's read, I'm not sure I don't agree with this because it says on page 165, all magic swords receive their stated bonus for the purpose of hitting and damage.
Oh.
So I think they are.
So wait.
They're wrong.
So they're wrong again. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of Niebling and Ward's answer to this one, guys? Oh wait, this is unsigned.
Huh?
No one signed this one. It's unsigned.
Oh, it's unsigned. It's probably someone who's. Yeah, that makes no sense to me.
Someone just quickly did it. Okay.
Because everything has a plus here, but not all of them. Sword of Dancing does not have a plus because as it dances, it gets more pluses.
I'm rejecting this. It is not canon.
Right.
Wait, I'm sorry. I don't reject it. Is the Chamberlain of Australia on?
Of course.
Because he's the.
He says
he's
it gives
giving
possessor +1 all saving throws, but I just explained why I think it was different. I'm sure he'll look into it and give us his ruling. Page 165.
Someone should write in and ask the Gibbering Mouth.
Someone. Who's that guy? Does it say who wrote is on the Sage Advice? Does it say who asked the question?
It doesn't say it doesn't say who asked the question. It doesn't say who answered the question.
So we need to go reach out to the surviving members of TSR and find out who this person was, and have them send the same question 40 years later to the Gibbering Mouther.
Or we could ask Jim, who wrote this, and bring them on.
Both our Eastern Empire, Eastern relative to us, I guess. Protectorates, both Rob, Menyon, also known as Rob, which, by the way, he had a great, his last podcast was really good, and the Chamberlain, both say +1 hit
anyone out
damage.
there listen to it? James, you're on to font. Anyone out there who listened to that one? Wow.
Yeah, of course.
I liked it.
I did.
Okay.
It was his reaction to his house rules thing. It's very good. So there you go. And he's writing exactly. So we disagree. For the purposes of our empire, if your campaign is giving out luck blades with 2 to 5 wishes, it's a +1 weapon. There you go.
Yeah.
So it shall be written. So it shall be done.
I guess it'll be up to the Gibbering Mouther because I don't know where to fall on this one. I'm very. He said it's.
What
did he say? He said no plus to hit.
No, he said +1 hit and damage. Now.
Okay.
That's it. All magic swords receive their stated bonus both for purposes of hitting. He confirmed what I said.
Yeah. So once again, Sage Advice. Yeah, not canon. Okay. Next one. So you are right, James. In retrospect.
I was right. Yes.
Right. You asked for rehearing.
That's right.
Rehearing granted, and you are right. Okay. Now this is your kind of question. This one was made for you. Ready? What would happen if and not for me? What would happen if you placed a full bag of holding into an empty bag of holding. I want to be able to carry as much treasure and magic as I can without encumbering myself. Do you think this is a good idea?
I would say, no, it's not a good idea. I would say that because they're and taking the precedent of the infamous portable hole into a bag of holding into a hole has very deleterious effects. I'm going to say something terrible happens, and that the former gets lost and the latter is useless, or something like that. Some they both, at least one is destroyed, possibly two.
Okay. And you know who they give this one to?
Gary Gygax.
No, you're kidding. Gene Wells. She gets this one. Answer. This is an interesting idea, and one which I discussed with the TSR Hobbies Inc. design department. Now that's interesting.
Right.
The design department. Who's in the design? We've had people. I think we talked about that. I don't know who's in the design department, but that's
Harold Johnson. I thought was one of the people in it.
Oh, so isn't that interesting? So she like pounds the pavement. She walks around and asks people.
In that small office, yeah. She kind of calls out, "What do you think?" Good.
That's the kind of workplace you want to be in, though, don't you? Where you're like, "Hey guys, I got a question for you," and like you're not getting in trouble for asking like what happens when you put a bag of holding in a bag of holding. It's like you're doing your job. Okay, we have all. It is unanimous, sir. We have all agreed that if a full bag of holding is placed in an empty one, only one more small ring-sized item could also be placed in the second bag. Since all bags of holding are made by the same sort of magic, they do not work in their normal fashion with respect to other bags. So once a full bag is placed in an empty one, the second one becomes full also. Oh, so it expand. Oh, I should finish reading. Except for the single small extra item that may be fit inside. So it's like a balloon. So it fills up the first bag. So in other words, it's not going to work. Is that right?
That's what. Yeah. Well, at least it doesn't blow up like the portable hole one, or send you to the astral plane or whichever version of one and the other. But what it's saying is, if you put it in there, it basically fills up the first one.
But why? Well, when it doesn't matter. Oh, and why do I get to put a small ring in there?
Hold on. You can do. Why?
Who is this guy? This guy's a hack. Okay, moving on. Fair enough. Question. Oh, this one is interesting.
So I got that one
friend.
wrong, by the way. Okay.
This one is in. Though you know what? What did you say? You said something terrible.
Yeah,
happened.
I said something terrible happened, so that didn't happen.
Yours is good. Yours was just as good, because I don't know why it would fill it all up. Why would it fill it all? I mean, well, if they're the same size, is it just like nesting? You know, like nesting doll?
Potemkin, whatever doll. Yeah.
I mean, if they're all the same size, I mean, what's the point of that? Then I agree with that. So it's just like, okay. It states in the monster manual under Quasit that clerics can have familiars. How do clerics go about obtaining these familiars, and what is available? That's a good question.
Yes.
Do you like that one?
Yeah, I would. So I would say RTFB or RTFPH.
What's that?
Read the F in Player's Handbook.
There's no spell there. There's no cleric spell. Find familiar.
Yeah, that's true.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. There's no.
But wait, but come on now. And look, this is what I love about first edition. My love-hate relationship with it, of course. No, I don't hate any of it. But there's so many rules. There's so much stuff. The fun of it is there's so many rules. There's so much stuff.
Right.
And so you find these little gems, these little things hidden away. And so, of course, we're all going to Quasit now, right?
Yep.
So, they're adorable.
Yeah, they have
little
chaotic evil sliming and weird looking.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look, he's looking at the. I guess that's.
Right.
It doesn't look like.
So if I recall, there is a spell. I believe you can. If you gate, there's divine intervention. You could do it that way. You could divine intervention evil deity, and if you roll properly, they will send you a small creature. That would be a small creature.
But to be but usually your small creature, you're talking about where the small creature is just used to aid you in a time of
Right.
need for a brief duration. A familiar, look, they use the word familiar.
Right. So then the other choice, I agree, and then the other choice is that you via a gate or some you have done, you sold your soul, or you've done something like that. You summon a demon. You have some way over them, and because they're going to provide service, they give you a quaest or quasit to serve them. That would be my answer, without doing a bunch of research, because I have better things to do.
Well, I don't know that there's a lot of research. We can look up find familiar in
Well, that's a magic
in
user spell.
the DMG. I know it is. I know it is. And there is no. I mean, I think part of the problem is that Gary was not generally envisioning evil clerics. I mean, I know. Yes, I mean, I know it's in the DMG about you befriend the undead. You got the reverse. The cause harm. So I don't mean to suggest he wasn't thinking about it at all. But I don't think he's really thinking about a lot of evil cleric players. I think it's a shame. I'm confused by this one and troubled by it quite a bit. I got to tell you, I love the idea of a familiar for evil clerics, a little find familiar spell. Maybe somebody should submit to flipping and turning a spell, a find familiar spell for clerics that is limited to evil clerics. And then you could have a lot of fun with what kind of things would appear.
I'm reading the chat. Yeah, but blah 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 blah.
I mean, we do have a stage advice answer, of course, coming, but I thought I liked this question.
Well, I would say potentially through a gate spell. That's because that's the only spell that's there. Or
I know, but again, that doesn't make them your familiar, right? That just means they've appeared. I mean, I guess you could do a charisma roll.
if you have their name, or you have some way to bind them. Because later in the book that shall not be named, there's other spells where you can spirit rack, or I forgot what they're called. They have ways to cajole, and many of those spells are from the modules. So
where is find familiar?
The magic user, first
it's
level.
First level magic user. It's very low, isn't it? So you can't even get. Can you get? Is Quasit even listed? Yeah, there it is. Chaotic evil.
Yeah, that's the special one.
Yeah, so they've got a list of it. So it's almost like the evil one. So you might also have an imp, maybe, if you were a lawful evil or neutral evil cleric. All right. I don't know.
What's the answer?
It's interesting. Well, what do you think? What do you think in reality? You think not in
all I think in reality? Okay.
Yeah, no, do you think right? Do you think
Good.
Do you think Gary just screwed up?
No, I think they had in the Monster Manual, it was the first one, and they didn't figure out all the rules, and then later they allowed evil. They just assumed that people would pray to their deity, and they got a gift from it. That's my guess.
Okay, here we go. Answer. The description under Quasit in the Monster Manual does not imply that all clerics can have familiars. It merely says that the Quasit is a particular creature which may serve as a familiar for a cleric of chaotic evil alignment. The question of whether or not any other sort of cleric can have a familiar, or precisely which creatures might be able to serve in this capacity, is left to the DM. If a DM rules that clerics may be entitled to have familiars, it is suggested that they only be granted by a cleric's deity to a worshiper who has remained faithful to that deity for a long, long time and as reverently as possible has fulfilled the requisites and requirements of that religion.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, but sidestep the issue of where's the spell, because I could play a chaotic evil cleric if my DM allowed me to, and then I say I want a Quasit. How do I get it? Where's the spell? And then we go round and round. There is no spell, but it says it, and we go round and round. So I don't know that there was much of an answer. I would have liked this to have been taken to Gary. See, Gene Wells, I think, would have taken this We don't know who answered this, actually. It's unanswered.
Right, it's another one. My take on that would be I would seek out a magic user who has a Quasit familiar,
And
kill
ask
them,
them.
and then the
or
Quasit would be like, hey,
Okay.
you're chaotic evil cleric. I'm going to hang out with you. That's how you do it.
I would have said just ask them.
That's right.
That's your, James, that's your.
That's right. Sorry.
All right. It's losing its luster.
I'm just going to keep pressing the button until you'll be like, please stop for the love of God.
You overdid it.
Me?
You did it too much at first, and now it's not fun. It was funny, and then you overdid it. You ruined a good thing, James.
Is this the end of Grog Talk? I don't know. Okay. Hey, this is good. We have a lot of people listening right now because of the nonsense. So there you go. All right.
Like we heard people texting, they're like, Grog Talk seems really funny this time for some reason. Okay, question.
Go ahead.
I got you back. Do paladins and rangers have to have special gods to pray to in order to obtain their spells? Do their gods have to be patron gods of paladins and rangers? I think that's a good question.
I would say no.
Answer: no. Paladins and rangers. The only absolute restriction on the selection of a deity by a paladin or ranger is based on alignment. That is, the character's god obviously cannot be of an evil nature. That's interesting, didn't say neutral. While a paladin could be expected to only pay homage to a lawful good deity, in general it would be possible for a ranger, for example, of neutral good alignment to pray to a chaotic good deity. Gene Wells.
There you go. Good for her.
All right. We're on to our last question.
This thing has taken a while. I'm just going to say we probably need to speed it up a little bit. But go ahead.
Last one. What does Vorpal mean?
What does it mean?
What does Vorpal mean?
Well, in the context of the Vorpal sword, it means something that lops people's heads off, but I don't know.
Do you know where that came from? And remember, this is the age of not the internet. You'd have to go to the junior high library and be like, yeah, I'm trying to find out information on where the word Vorpal comes from. And like they hand you a DMG.
Yeah.
No, I know that.
Yeah, was it in the glossary in the DMG? I don't know.
I don't know either. But that's not its derivation.
Oh, I have no idea. Some French, probably something French.
It comes from the nonsense phrase, and the Vorpal blade went snick or snack, written by Lewis Carroll.
Ah.
It says in Alice in Wonderland, I believe it was through the looking glass.
Okay.
In the D&D and AD&D rules, it is a word used to describe an extremely sharp magical sword or blade. Why do you need Jim Ward and Will
David
Nealon?
says it's from the Jabberwocky.
It is the land of Jabberwocky,
Yes.
right? Yeah. Why do you need both Gene Wells and Jim Ward to respond to that? But whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, that's it.
There you go.
Sage advice is done.
Sage advice done. That wasn't too bad.
James. And that's it for Sage Advice. Poor James. Now he's going to be upset.
No,
I'm like that.
it's just what happened was I tried to click it and then something else popped up on my iPad. So it's like, of course, it's nothing. It's always something.
Was it naughty?
It was. We'll say my email wasn't working, which is very helpful. All right. That was very good. Now we're up for random encounter.
Let's do it.
So we still have Basil.
I need to take that thing's eye or something. Sell it.
And there are the Seder pipes right next to it. You had me write that down, so I left it.
Are you ready? He's going to play. Okay. All right. This is the Dorso roll. A 4.
So that is Monster Manual 2.
Okay. So this is the segment where we randomly roll a monster, we discuss it, and then we have it fight the prior random monster that is still the champ. I need you to roll a D10. My good friend, Mr. Brady.
Yes, D10. 8.
Aquatic random adventure.
Oh, this is interesting.
It is interesting because I wouldn't think there's a lot of water at Madagascar. Maybe there's a swimming pool somewhere in the fort, do you think? Like, where's... Where's the swimming pool? You go in, there's like a naked half ogre. It's just not right. What's
The naked half ogre walks into the bar.
What's that floating in the pool? Oh man, the half ogre again.
That's right.
That's wrong.
Oh, that's right. Oh, ogre. Don't do...
He did it again. Oops, I did it again. All right.
That half ogre. Da da da.
That's a sitcom.
That darn half ogre.
He's wacky. I see like a lot of belching jokes, right? Yeah.
He's actually a Rhodes Scholar, but they all treat him. That's all the stereotype. They treat him stupid, but he's actually
right.
He's brilliant.
Right.
But he speaks like a half ogre. He's doing Pythagorean theorem, and they're like, just sit down and relax and chew on your gruel.
It writes itself.
Exactly.
Okay, sir, I need you to roll a d6, please.
D6. I can do that. 3.
Temperate fresh water. I need you to now. Oh, I need to roll a d6 because I need to know if we are at the surface or we're down in the depths.
1.
We are at the surface and temperate. Oh, so we're like, okay, yeah. So there's like a little pool.
There's a pool or something.
For fresh water,
Right.
Yeah, at Madagascar.
Yep.
I now need you to roll the D8, D12.
Oh, the D8 and D12. Thank you. Still using my pink dice, by the way.
Oh, okay. Still in love.
3. Should be pretty rare.
A carp dragon.
I have no idea what a carp dragon is.
That screams Monster Manual too, doesn't it?
That's right.
All right, carp dragon.
The carp dragon.
It's going to be the big
bassa.
fish that looks like a dragon.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Well, hopefully it's something good.
Oh.
Your hopes are not up.
I can't even find it. I'm having difficulty locating. That's the problem with Monster Manual. The Monster Manual, you want to find an orc, you just go to, oh, there it is. It's easy. There's not all this, carp dragon.
Is it Monster Manual? Are you sure?
No. I have no idea where to go.
Well, we can go in the index, carp dragon.
I feel like
it's
lost
in
on the
folio.
screen. Okay. I feel like I'm lost.
It's a Yulung. Okay.
It's a what?
Yulung. That I've actually heard of.
I don't know. Oh, it's an Oriental.
Yeah.
It's short entry. I'll take it. Okay. I'm not going to ask you this. You're never going to get the stats, are you? Do you want me to ask you the stats?
Okay, I haven't looked at it yet, so go ahead.
You're not even going to know. Okay, what's its frequency?
Very rare.
Rare.
Oh.
Pretty good. Number appearing?
1.
You're within the range, 1 to 4.
Oh.
Armor class with a U.
Armor class, that's right. Armor class with U. I'm going to say 1. I have no idea.
3.
Oh, okay. This is not a very good one then.
Now I'm going to give you its movement. I'm going to give you its movement. 6 inches on the land, so we'll come off and come out of the water. So be careful.
Right.
18 it's 2 lines. I assume that's swimming. 18.
I think that's flying.
Hit dice.
I think 2 lines flying, or I keep forgetting.
Oh, maybe it is flying. I figured it was in the water, so I just figured.
Yeah, I would agree with that. That's move.
1 line.
2 line is swimming. You're right. 1 line is flying. Excellent. Good job.
Well, we're in water.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
But I wouldn't have known that if we didn't come from the Monster Manual aquatic table, and I'm just looking at this, I would have just assumed a dragon flies, and I would have been wrong.
Absolutely. I agree with you. But you would have noticed that it looks like a mermaid.
Oh, I can't see it because I'm not opening the
You're not. I got it. Hit dice?
6? I don't know.
Yeah, very good. 5 to 7, actually.
Oh, okay.
Percent in layer?
70%.
60%. You're pretty good. Does it have treasure?
Oh, sure. It's a dragon. It's got to have treasure. So, E.
Nil.
Oh.
Well, it's in the water, I guess. It's in the water. It keeps floating away. How many attacks?
2. No, 3.
3.
3. It's got to have 3. Claw, bite.
3.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll tell you the damage attack. 1 to 4, 1 to 4, 2 to 16. No special attacks, no special defenses. Intelligence low.
No.
Alignment
Chaotic neutral.
pretty good. Neutral.
Oh.
How long is it?
15 feet long.
Pretty good. 18 feet. That's pretty good. Not knowing anything about this creature, you did pretty well. I'd say that's like a B plus.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Pretty good.
Not bad,
You didn't even study. It's like you just walked in and took an exam. It's like, what? Give the stats to the U lung, and you. It's like one of those nightmares where you showed up for the exam
Right.
and you hadn't studied at all, or it's like a pop quiz on the U lung, and you did pretty good. They're like, "Oh, James, we appreciate you keeping up with the reading," and you're just like, "Yes,
I totally
Okay.
looked at it as I went in. Yeah. See, I don't know the Chinese dragons. I should. Okay, and this is the one that looks like a turtle.
Wait, what? It looks like It's like a dragon mermaid.
Which one is it? The Luwang?
The Yulong.
Oh, Yulong.
You-
Okay, yeah.
You just ordered the wrong thing on the menu.
I did. That's
I want. Well, you want the 43.
The carp. Oh, yeah. I was looking at the Lung Wang as
No.
opposed to the Yulang.
James, just give the number. Don't try. Don't.
Well, the lung is the same. I got confused between Lung
I know.
Wang.
That's why I'm telling you. Just say I want the 4. Use the number.
Okay, number 4.
Don't try to.
That's right.
Okay, that's the Yulong. These shy creatures live in fresh water and have a dragon's head, 2 forelegs, and a giant carp's body and tail. Oh yeah, I never thought about that. Like a mermaid and a merman. What is their fish? Is it a carp? You know what I mean? Like, what is it underneath there? And do you have can you have a mermaid with like a bottom half of like a lobster?
That would be a mobster. A mobster.
A lobster. I'm going to send that into flipping and turning. The mobster.
Mobster. Half man, half lobster.
Okay. Moving on. We do entertain ourselves. Yeah. They cannot fly. James, they cannot fly.
They can't fly. Got it.
Cannot
fly.
Cannot fly. Polymorph or turn invisible.
They suck, basically.
They have no strength weapon and breathe only water.
Weapon. They have no breath, not strength weapon.
They have no breath weapon and they have no breath. I said strength weapon.
That's right.
Well, they don't have a strength weapon either.
That's true.
They have no breath weapon and breathe only water, though they can emerge awkwardly onto land for up to an hour. Oh, that's entertaining. So these is kind of like going in circles and okay. Their attack is with 2 claws for 1 to 4 hit points of damage each, and a bite for 2 to 16 hit points of damage. When determining the age of Yulong, why am I? Oh, of course. I'm like, that was stupid of me because they're dragons. Bring all age levels of 5 or above down to adult.
Yeah, so they can't be bigger than an adult.
Oh, there are no older Yulong. When they reach 101 years of age, they are metamorphosed. Metamorphosed. We should have outtakes of all our mispronunciations.
Well, that'd be a long show.
It would be. They are metamorphosed into another kind of Oriental dragon.
Equal probability.
Equal probability of each time.
They achieve their final form. Where's that from? Never mind.
I don't know. I Love Raymond?
No. Dragon Ball Z, for those who have kids who like that kind.
I kind of like the Yulong's okay. He's okay. I mean, it's like a dragon with he's swimming around. He's okay. Okay. You got anything to... We're not going to read the whole Oriental intro, are we?
No.
Say no. Good.
Well, we have to figure out if their size, so roll a d8.
Oh, but I do like... Did you see the sea dragon, the Lung Wang?
That's what I was confused about. That's what I was ordering. I was ordering the Lung Wang, and I was supposed to be on the Yulang.
So you get it, and you're like whispering. You're like, I don't think this is right.
Right. This turtle comes.
A big turtle shell. And it looks like I'm eating a turtle. I meant to be eating a half carp, half dragon. Right. Where's the tail? Do you think they come out and they like whack the carp tail off?
Yes, that's the bits they just throw away. Yeah, that's they put it on like a display. Like they make thing out of lettuce, or parsley, like garnish. That's what they do with it.
Yeah.
You probably
very
suck the
interesting.
tail out. That's like a shrimp. That's
Oh, you think like lung tail? Oh, like it's like a delicacy? Like you order it and
that's right.
okay.
Very nice.
All right.
Okay,
Very nice. Yes.
so roll a d8.
I feel like this is we're losing Minion as a, don't you think?
I think we lost him a while ago.
That makes total sense. Okay. I'm rolling a D8. All right, I'll roll a D8.
I'm sure he's getting his life choices.
Yes, he is. 6.
They are average, so that means there's 6 hit dice based on this.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
now roll d5, a d8 again. This is their age. So for those playing at home, on page 27 of the Fiend Folio, it talks about Oriental dragons, but like regular dragons, you have to figure out their size and you have to figure out their age. That determines the range of hit dice and the hit points per hit dice.
A 1.
He's very young.
I'm like Baby
He's a
Yoda.
baby. He's Groku. I don't know. I watched the show. I can't remember.
What show?
The Mandalorian. That's where Baby Yoda's.
It's good, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
but I don't remember his real name is Grocock.
No, that's why it's Baby Yoda. Oh, so it's Baby Yulong.
Baby Yulong.
Ah.
Yep. The baby carp. He's a baby carp.
He's Baby Carp. Didn't we have a giant carp before?
I think we've had a giant carp.
Yeah, we did, because remember he jumped over to eat the spider or something on the spider web. Didn't he like jump in the air? And he got attacked by the spider.
Yes, that's right. That's exactly.
Right?
It's these moments I don't think you have Alzheimer's or some other thing, because you just bring up stuff and like, oh yeah, that's right.
No. I think that is actually means I do. Isn't that like we're like, yeah, then I remember something that happened like in 1947?
Grogu is the name of the Baby Yoda.
Okay, so this is Grogu, the baby carp dragon.
Yeah.
Oh wait, we were switching names.
Who's going after a basilisk, a fully mature basilisk. This is not going to end well for the.
So the basilisk is standing next to the water.
Getting a drink of water after killing the sturge and the satyr.
Right. Got the pipes. Yeah, because you guys. All right, so let's do it.
All right. So now surprise, because perhaps he doesn't know that there's a baby carp dragon thing in the thing. So here's surprise. I rolled a 5.
I rolled a 4. Neither one of us is surprised.
All right, so initiative. I'm going to stare and then attack at you because you're the baby dragon.
I am. Yeah, I'm going to, I guess, swim on up to you. And I'm going to attack you. I think you're like a meal.
Yeah.
See, these shy creatures. I don't sound shy. I'm hungry. I've been starving. Oh, I'm an orphan.
Oh,
Jane. Yeah. The little orphan carp dragon. And I'm like, no, I think you're my mom. Give me a hug. Mommy, is that you? I like above the water. I just see this like.
It's a lizard. It looks, it's scaly and lizard, right? The basilisk is scaly and lizard-like, yeah.
I see this just kind of shadowy shape above the surface, right?
Mama.
Under the sun.
Mama.
Mama, is that you?
Wait a minute.
I'm about to be surprised.
Well, that's the problem is what? How do you say mama in Chinese? Or Japanese? It's Oriental, so
Oh, you could be. You don't know. It could be Thai. It could be Indian.
Mama. I don't know how you say it.
It's mama? Oh, I thought you were saying it's mama.
It is mama. Mama's mama. There you go.
We got it from them.
That's probably right. Once again, we appropriate. We're such appropriators. It's not good.
We claim, yeah. You thought we came up with mama.
That's right.
All right. Mama.
So
I'm going to give you a big old, I'm so excited to see you. I'm just going to like give you a big old hug. You thinking it's an attack. So let's do it. It's initiative time. Initiative.
4.
6. I'm so excited.
Well, now you have to roll a d10 to see if you get turned to stone.
Yes. What is the...
it's in that book.
The other one. I'll just roll it here. Oh, wait. So it might be quickly over. So we're going to Drasilisk.
Yep. That's a great band, Drasilisk. They
Yes. They open up for the Dead Elves at Madagascar. So character, chances of meeting the gaze of a Drasilisk or any large creature. Okay, so you're medium though, right?
I am.
Basilisk
Yes,
is medium.
we're medium.
So that means we're adding 1.
This is page 55. We keep reminding ourselves, for those who want to figure out how to do a gaze attack, it shows thanks to how to figure that out. Page 55 of Mott's Manual 2.
Now, I think we should do it. Now, listen, I've said that it's gonna be an attack, but I don't really mean to. I'm just so excited. So does that mean I think I'm viewing you normally, a view monster, right? Because I think you're my mother.
That's right.
So it's a 5. It's a 6 and 10. Would you agree with that? I mean, I know what I'm arguing for is technically it shouldn't go into the attack column because I'm not coming in like a big kind of frenzy, or unless I am coming in like a frenzy, I guess. I probably am coming in like a frenzy because I'm so excited. So 3 and 10. We agree?
Yeah.
Okay. +1. Oh, 2 + 1 is 3. I'm gonna have to make a save.
Right, make a save. But you're 5
Oh,
hit,
no.
you're 6 hit dice, right? So that's good.
I'm 6 hit dice, even though I'm very young. Oh, I don't have many hit points, do I?
No, you have 6 hit points.
Oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me.
Mama.
Okay, here we go. Mama. All right, what do I need to make my
Do
save?
you really need to know?
Yes,
Just roll.
because
Okay, fine. I'll look it up.
I like to know what I need to win.
D&D is not about winning. D&D is about experiencing and making a story together. And if the story is the poor baby dragon dies horribly to stoning, then that's the story.
Well, I think that's gonna be the story.
Petrification, 12.
I need a 12. Here we go. A 9.
Ah.
Another first round knockout.
That's so sad. Who cries for the children?
So, do you think someone's walking down the beach picking up seashells? And like, what's that? Because you go walking down the beach looking for interesting things, and so you see something kind of in the surf,
Right.
and you pick it up, and it is a baby Yulong / carp dragon that's stone. That's pretty awesome.
That is awesome, and it's pretty big, right? I'm sure they would make it. The villagers would take it and put it and make it put it on a pedestal and have it in the town square,
Or outside your restaurant.
right?
The carp dragon.
The carp dragon,
Right. I mean, might as well start at the restaurant now. Have the carp dragon, and we use it.
right? Exactly.
Should we? I think your pipes need to make a save versus water damage.
Okay.
Because you were you did not say what you're doing with your pipes.
I probably just dropped them.
That's what I think. So don't you? Is there a water?
7.
We got to go to item saving
Yep,
throw.
item saving throw. I'll be really mad if my pipes are clogged.
Well, you play them too much,
Yeah,
James.
if you play with the
Give 'em
pipes
some
and they get
rest.
clogged. I'll have to blow them out to see if I can keep them going.
Okay.
Water.
Well, that's a late night episode of Grog Talk. What
Great Grog Talk at night.
Yeah, forget the soundtrack. Maybe we should just do like, a late, maybe that's a better way to get viewers,
But actually, beyond when people are awake, yeah, go figure.
Yeah, right? Okay, so what are pipes made of?
These are wood pipes, I assume.
Okay, and it's thick probably,
Sure.
don't you think?
Well, what does
It's not
thick
like
wood say? Doesn't
you're
say
right.
thick wood. Sorry, you have to guess. So
You're yawning at on your own show?
the crowd is not entertained.
I'm glad we laugh at crowd. No, they're like, wow. Wood, does it talk about? It doesn't talk about it. It doesn't give a description of what makes wood thick, does it? There's no water?
There's
Where's
no
water?
You can't ruin.
What do you mean there's no water? What would we use? How can you not have water?
Yep.
I guess they're fine, right? No, wait, a 1 always fails. All right, roll.
Yeah,
1 always fails.
This is where you'd make it up. Oh, hold on. I rolled a 4. I'm gonna say it's waterlogged at this point.
All right, so you have to blow out some water.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, but there is no water damage. So that's a good thing to ask. What happens to you? I know scrolls we've talked about water damage potentially, or
Yeah.
writings. How would you do a
Wait.
saving throw for a parchment that gets wet?
We did that, remember, in our tournament adventure. It was in the water, and you had to run and save it. Remember, it fell in some map or something fell in the water, and you had to save it. I don't know what we did with that. We probably just rolled quickly and had to save. But you're right. There's no water damage save. That's
Right. You'd have to
I mean,
figure it out.
You could do acid maybe and adjust. I mean, acid is the only liquid there, isn't it? Yes, acid is the only liquid. So you could do acid with an adjustment.
Right. Yeah, I would make it like a weak acid +4 or something. That's what you got to do when you don't have it's not all spelled out.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, all right. Okay, so the basilisk is still
Divine intervention. I can't believe I had to say it. I
Hey,
can't believe
you did. Okay, let's do it. All right. It is not to be. 38. Poor.
the ancients, the ancestors were silent. They did not help
Yeah.
the baby dragon. Mama.
I hope it's quicker. Oh, you think it's slow? Do you think like you start feeling your leg and
Yes.
you look down?
Well,
Oh,
in later
that's terrible.
editions, which is a benefit, you have time and you can actually save. Turning to stone is not instantaneous in other editions. It takes you have to fail a couple of times in order to be turned to stone.
Later editions, it's not instantaneous. What do you guys think about that? I knew the Badabaskar cry would be behind
That's
me.
right.
That one.
It's not instant death. That's it.
That's right. I only have 3 hit points.
Get off my lawn.
I'm a first level thief and I have 2 hit points. My DM said I had to roll. We didn't get max. We're with you. We hear you, folks. We hear you, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go down and let's go burn a village. To the village. To the later edition village. Burn it. Burn it. I'm angry mom.
Wow.
About a Badabaskar craft. Okay. Okay.
So, next thing is miscellaneous magic.
Oh, it's back.
Yeah, miscellaneous magic. People are excited about that.
Okay.
I think, right? You guys you want that? All right. They want it.
Okay. Where am I going? I'm
We're
going
so
far
easily
now.
entertained. I mean, it's so...
Are you making fun of our crowd?
No, I'm making fun of us.
Oh, okay.
They can do anything, and they're training us. It's like, oh, just do something. They make them so happy.
Well, this crowd is, they're like, I know it's early in the morning here at Badabaskar, but this crowd is drunk. They probably haven't gone to sleep, right?
Yeah, they're like, yeah, we're still doing it.
Yeah.
More stuff. All right, so roll D100.
Okay, so we are on page 121
That's right.
of the Dungeon Master's Guide. We are going to randomly roll a magic item and then discuss it.
That's right. Which is apropos. Go ahead.
I rolled a 78.
Oh, swords.
Oh,
Here we go.
I'm sorry. It's swords, James. It's swords. Okay, move.
+1 sword. Here it comes. Come on.
Last time we have a live studio audience. James, would you like to roll?
Yeah,
You like rolling dice.
I do. It'll probably be a luck sword.
That would be great. Wow. We already got a roll. What'd you roll?
So
You rolled a 1 to 25,
yeah,
didn't
I
you?
rolled a 12.
That's a sword +1. James, now my understanding is that +1 designation, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that means you get +1 to hit and +1 to damage. Is that right?
Well, apparently that's the case. We should probably go. I've heard that as a rumor.
Or is it just +1 to saving throw?
Well, that's if you have a luck blade. Other swords, I'm not sure. We'll have to look it up.
This is one of the reasons why we didn't do the miscellaneous. We stopped doing the miscellaneous magic.
Right.
Is it not?
Well, this was what we were concerned about.
Right. And we had good reason. So basically, okay, all right. So basically, we're like, "Hey, crowd," and it's swords. Ooh, and then like, all right, and here's what we're gonna talk about. And in front of the Badabaskar crowd, we pull out a +1 sword.
That's right. And they would be like,
It wouldn't be booze.
well, that too.
All right. So yeah. All right. Is there even an entry of +1
No,
sword?
there isn't. Of
Probably.
course not. So now we have to decide if it's unusual.
Oh, okay. So there's a chance of it being interesting.
Absolutely.
Where are you at, sir?
Page 166.
I see. Okay.
So for those who are not versed in this, there are intelligent swords, which nothing player characters, they love the idea of, we talked about this in magic items, they love the idea of intelligent swords. They hate ones that are annoying. It's basically another NPC that you could and control the party through them.
I think it's great because they get little personalities.
Right.
But
they never follow the personality. They don't care. They're like, whatever. I have a sword in Tom's campaign, which he does a great job. It's Sir Frosty. It's his name.
Oh.
He's Sir Frosty.
Very nice. Is it Frostblade? Frostbrand?
It's sort of a Frost brand. It's like a modified Frost brand.
Are you telling me there's a 25% chance that 25% of all magic swords
Correct.
have intelligence?
That's right.
Wow. Okay. You want to roll?
No, I did poorly. I want you to roll.
Yeah, you did terrible. 69.
Bap, 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 up. I need the bap, 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 bap.
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah.
It's a work. This is the good news, folks. This is a work in progress.
That's right.
We're continuing, and it's going to get better, or worse. Okay. So, all right, moving along.
So it's +1 sword. Well,
Okay.
we forgot something.
Divine intervention
Nope.
for the sword.
No.
Okay.
You know, we're getting sloppy. We have to go back to the sword thing. Actually, we have to go back to the table, and let's look at the bottom of the table.
Oh, okay. What? Okay.
We,
That's the name of the inn I'm going to open up. Is going to at
the bottom of the table.
The +1 sword. Where? Okay.
Bottom of swords.
What?
Look at the bottom of swords on page 124. We forgot.
120.
One.
Oh, okay.
We almost forgot.
Oh, yeah. This is exciting. You mean rolling what kind of sword it is?
Actually, well, it's this. Let's assume the roll that you did was for the type of sword, because we would have done that in order, right? We should have.
Oh, that's true.
So it's a long sword. Now you're going to roll to
Wait,
see if it's intelligent.
Think about that.
Huh?
So James wants us to switch the rolls around. How you guys feel about that?
I don't care. I don't care what you think. That's what you get.
We're gonna need an escort out of this place. Is there a back way out of Badabaskar? Okay, so it was a
long sword based on the 69. Right. So now you get to roll one more time to see if it's something interesting, and the show is even longer. So I'm
seeing a lot of cool stuff that we don't get to do.
Right.
Like I'm seeing rules for being were-tiger something here. All right, 166. All right, I'm rolling. 79.
There you go, 79. See?
All right,
it worked out.
Apparently, we just made a mistake.
Yes, we didn't do it in order. We skipped the step.
Okay. So I have I have semi-empathy. We talked about this before.
Right.
Oh, that's like me.
That's right. You're
I have semi-empathy. The sword this is gonna be my sword. I get this one. We're like made for each other.
That's right. You complete me.
You complete me. Yeah, between the two of us, we have empathy.
That's right.
Okay.
Two semis make a whole.
Oh, wait a second. We love this.
That's right. This is where it came from.
The possessor will receive some signal, a throb or tingle, and feel urges. So when I feel if I understand, when I feel a throb or a tingle, I will then feel
etc.
And etc. Keep
there could be shivering, quaking, murmur. It could be all kinds of.
So it really should have been not the throb and tingle shop. It should have been the throb, tingle, etc. shop.
That's right. The law office of throb, tingle, and etc.
So when I feel a throb or a tingle or etc., I will then, if I understand this, because I want to understand the rules correctly, I will then feel an urge.
And feel urges.
Oh, urges. Okay. Okay.
When its abilities function.
Where am I keeping this sword? What is going on? Okay. All right. So we're rolling for a primary ability.
Well,
Is that
first
right?
you're rolling for alignment. Just do it in order.
All of this stuff. So even when it's just semi-empathetic, any intelligence. You're right. It has a 12 intelligence.
Because
Okay.
under it doesn't have speech, so it can't speak alignment, but it does have an alignment. Oh, any intelligence with alignment will have any sword with intelligence will have an alignment.
Okay. So that's because it'll affect your tingles.
Well, yeah, because if you're not the same alignment or a compatible alignment, you'll get shocked, as we talked about. So alignments.
Oh. So like not. Oh right. And okay. All right. So I'm rolling for alignment. It is a 6.
Chaotic neutral.
Well, that's pretty cool. So it's a chaotic neutral sword. The sword can be used by any character whose alignment corresponds. Because I'm lawful neutral, so let's see if I can use this. And you're what? You're neutral good? Oh, what were you?
Neutral good.
You're neutral. The sword can be used by any character whose alignment corresponds to the non-neutral alignment. Oh, neither one of us can use it.
Well, we can.
So you'd have to
it's just you'll see what happens if you do.
get shocked.
Go
Okay.
to the note right above it. It'll tell you.
Any character whose alignment does not correspond to that of the sword, except as noted by the asterisk above. Have you talked about this in flipping and turning?
We did.
You've talked about this rule?
Not in flipping and turning. We talked about this in.
How about in flipping and turning?
No, I haven't.
It's an asterisk.
No, it is a good one. It's an and a footnote. It's a double. It's an asterisk and a footnote, which is it's the complete rules AF.
You're right. You're right. Any
I
character
may have
whose
to
alignment.
This is a great. This is what I'm so happy we did this because I was looking for ideas.
This is perfect. Any character whose alignment, you should really just take notes. You should just type it now as we talk.
Just do it.
And then done with
people
it.
would
Send
think
it in.
people. It's actually just. I'm going to take a picture of this and send it.
Yeah.
I'll ask Jody if she could type my notes in.
Yeah.
And then they'd be official.
I don't know why we didn't think of that. Jody should be doing the typesetting for flipping and turning.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Right.
She, as a accomplished author, prolific, world famous author, she's got nothing better to do than spend time typing our notes up.
Like, hey, we're James. It's James and Dan.
That's right. Let me drop everything.
Oh yeah, you know what you need too is you need a cricket sound.
Oh, that's
too.
already people ask for that.
Yeah, crickets, right? It's James and Dan. Welcome to GROGTALK. That's right. That's when we visit the abyss. That crowd rude.
Tough room.
Hard. It is. The abyss is tough. Okay. Any character whose alignment does not correspond to that of the sword. We've definitely changed from episode 1.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. As noted, will sustain hit points of damage equal to the number of eagle points. This is what I think. The random monster should have to use the weapon. It's a way to get rid of your stupid basilisk.
Yeah.
Will sustain hit points of damage equal to the number of eagle points of the sword each and every time the character touches any portion of the sword, unless the sword is in the group, grasp, or possession of a character whose alignment is compatible with the weapon. Well, that's what I don't know why he said that again. He said up top. Okay, so we're getting shocked.
Yeah.
Because I'm lawful neutral.
You're getting tingled. If yeah.
We needed some chaos in us.
Right.
And neither one of us has chaos in us.
Correct.
Okay.
If you're chaotic neutral, chaotic good, chaotic evil, no problem. But we don't have either.
Oh yeah, this thing hates me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm lawful.
Yeah, you're
neutral.
like you should get double whammy.
Yeah, he's chaotic neutral. Yeah, it's terrible. All right. So it has one primary ability. So I'm rolling on table 3 for its primary ability.
That's right.
Okay.
Roll 100.
It's 80.
80. Detect secret doors in a 5-foot radius.
It's elfy. Oh, you know what? It's chaotic, and that's an elf-like ability.
Right.
So this is I think this was. Don't you think that this was forged by elves long ago?
Mm-hmm.
I like this.
The elfer.
The elfer. What do you guys think about elfer? I agree with them. That's just terrible. Not that I have anything better. I was thinking maybe something with the secret door.
The trapper. It's like the detector, whatever you call it, the secret door. I don't know, something like that.
Victoria's
The
Secret.
clap. That's right. Hey,
The clap.
that's
What do you guys think of it? You guys, everyone in the crowd about a Baskar, they're like have a subscription to it. I don't want to hear it from you guys. All right. Wow.
So
Okay.
basically, this sword is a long sword, and if you are grasping your sword and you're within 5 feet of a secret door, it would throb or tingle or some other urge.
Okay, so what you're saying is, so I grasp it, and I feel it throbbing,
Well,
and I get the
that's
urge
technically
to
not
look
true.
I get an urge to look for an opening.
What's that would be the nice DM. If you read the DMG, it says all abilities function only when the sword is held, drawn, and the possessor is concentrating on the desired result.
So I grab the sword.
That's right.
I concentrate. You look like you go to the
That's right.
bathroom. You don't have to concentrate that much. So you grab the sword. You're concentrating.
Mm-hmm.
You feel it. you feel it throb. So why does it throb?
That's how it communicates. That's how.
To feel urges when its ability functions. Oh, so in other words, so I grab it, and it throbs, and the throbbing is it trying to detect the secret door using its function. Is that what it is? Do I have that right?
Yes.
And then how do I know? I guess it's empathetic. So, but how do I know how it finds the door? How do I know where the door is?
Well, it throbs, and I assume it gets closer to where the door is.
It throbs more. It's like boop, 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 boop. So you think it's like throbbing a little. Oh, so I grab it, and it's throbbing a little.
Right.
And the longer I hold it.
It's like a Geiger counter.
It starts in the area. It starts throbbing more.
You're colder. You're hot. You're way cold. You're hot.
Right. And then it's just going crazy. I'm like, there's a secret door here.
Right.
Is that what you think?
Yes.
Okay.
But the thing is, you have to concentrate. You can't just. It's not like elfing the room.
What else would I be thinking about at that time?
Well, you could be thinking about being attacked by a piercer or something else. Dan.
Okay. You always look up, kids.
That's right. Always look up.
Always look up and down
and
to the
tap
left,
into the left, and to the right. Yeah.
And tap. Get your 10-foot pole. Check for secret doors every 10 feet. It's a boring game. Okay, that's it.
So there we go.
I like that.
That wasn't too bad. We somehow salvaged this thing.
No, that was actually pretty cool. We need a name for this thing. I like that. Chaotic, neutral, made by elves. Looks for.
So someone said the sword was forged from a cowardly, chaotic henchman that was always looking for a way out. So I called it the brave Sir Robin.
Oh, I like that. That's a good backstory.
That's right.
Right? Okay.
Constantly,
I need a way out of here.
Always looking for a way out.
We need that sword for the end of this show to get out of Badabaskar. Don't you think?
Yeah. It's got to be a back door. Where's the exit? Where's the trap door out of here?
Yeah, but it's Blues Brothers, right?
That's right.
Is there? Yeah, I used to be a head bouncer back here. There's a way out of the back, right?
I want you. I want you over there and over there.
And you. And orange whip. Orange whip. So yeah, that's right. That's right. Orange whip. James is the orange whip.
There you go.
That's the sword's name.
Orange whip. I like it.
Don't ask why.
Yeah, don't ask why.
We need a backstory, but we won't do it now. The sword's name is Orange Whip. Okay. Because it gets the way out of the back way out of there.
That's right. It's the back way.
John Candy, rest in peace.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So that was good.
Orange Whip.
So on the next thing, I think we haven't finished. Have you ever played a wizard in the heart of the hobgoblin lair?
We have not. So this is, as you said, have you ever played a wizard in the heart of the hobgoblin lair? From First Encounter Magazine by Kelly Villamere. And today's installment of Have You Ever Played is brought to you by the Dragon's Lair, located at Vista Plaza at 7487 Edmund Street in Burnaby, British Columbia. The number is 521-4 4945. Tell him James and Dan sent you.
Yes, and
Okay.
hopefully Leroy will take a picture of the actual location of it and give us the backstory like he did with the last place we had.
Yeah, which is a vacant lot, unfortunately.
But the road was
It's
interesting.
sad.
So
That's true. No, and that's appreciated. All right. Yes. So, James, I think you do remember where we were. We had gone to the bridge
Right,
where they went through two hobgoblins on the bridge.
that's right.
Right? And we disposed of them. The guards, we've crossed the bridge, and you now approach the double doors, which are the entranceway to the Great Hall. This is correct, isn't it? We haven't done this, have we?
Yes, no, I haven't. Well,
Okay.
It says Great Hall Chasm Guards Hobgoblin. That's what I had from 2 episodes ago.
Okay. So we are playing Elron Baroon,
That's right.
the chaotic evil. Oh, he could use the sword. Well, he's a magic
That's
user,
right.
so he can't use the sword, but he's chaotic. Elron Baroon, the chaotic evil magic user, who is on his quest to get back his stolen item.
Right. And
it
Vic
Jammer?
gets to skip this round because he did such a good job last time. He doesn't have to play this one.
And that's probably a good thing, since my guess is he's not online.
I think he was. He was.
He was for a while.
But he picked such a good one last time, he gets to skip. That's what my notes say.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Maybe he got hungry. He wanted Chinese food. He's like, this show's getting me hungry. Okay. After disposing of the guards, you cross the bridge and approach the double doors, which are the entranceway to the Great Hall. As you are about to open the doors, you hear a terrible scream from above you to the left. As you look up, you see a huge carnivorous ape
Oh,
dropping down to the shelf on which you stand. Because why not? You notice that he or she,
ooh, I like it.
you don't have time to look, has a chain and collar on the neck. It's the collar coming again. It's a collar theme today.
Yeah.
But it doesn't appear to be attached to anything. Quickly you decide to. So that's it, guys.
That's what you know.
Why wouldn't a carnivorous ape simply appear? It very much like well, I don't want to give spoilers away of Adventures, even after all these years. Okay. L1. Use haste scroll on self, then attack with dagger. Haste scroll on self, then attack with dagger.
All right, so that's 1.
2. That's 1. I'm on a shelf.
Yeah.
Do I want to use it? I really shouldn't influence people as to whether they should use a haste scroll on shelf. 2. Use protection from evil scroll on self, then attack with dagger.
Okay.
3. Touch it with wand of paralyzation.
Ooh.
If it fails, use dagger. 4. Cast burning hands on it, then attack with dagger. 5. Cast sleep spell on it. 6. Cast ray of enfeeblement on it, then attack with dagger. 7. Cast a fireball at it. 8. Cast polymorph self into an ape, then attack with dagger.
Ape on ape action. I like that.
Yep, exactly. 9. Cast slow spell on it, then open the door and run in waiting for ape inside with dagger in hand. 10. Quickly open the door, then cast hold portal. 11. Cast magic missiles at
Oh
it.
my God, there's more than...
There's 15.
What? Okay.
12. Attack immediately with dagger. 13. Cast lightning on it. 14. Use ring of invisibility, then quickly open the door and run in. 15. Cast continual light in front of creature, then attack with dagger. There we
that's
are.
That's a huge list.
That's a big list.
Well, the natural one, of course, is 8. That's the one that you would go with.
Polymorph into an ape.
Right.
All right, so you're doing ape. You're doing 8.
Yeah, you have to go with 8.
Do you remember great ape? What was great ape? Grape ape.
Grape ape.
Great ape.
Grape.
What's grape ape? Is that something?
I don't remember.
Grape ape. Does it sound familiar?
It does sound familiar.
Grape ape. Yeah. Okay.
And also because Minion, also known as Rob, is going for 8 because it's funny, and I agree. So.
Okay.
And I'm dead,
You guys
so it
want-
doesn't matter. So that's why I don't really care. I'm not playing to win anymore.
Well, I'm playing to win, and I'm going to do 3. I'm going to touch it with a wand of paralyzation.
Yeah, and for those playing at home, you have to remember what you've done before. So if you keep casting Fireball, you can't do that. You only have so many Fireballs.
Exactly right. Exactly right. And I only have 6 hit points. I've had 6 hit points for a while. I've been doing pretty well.
Right.
Okay, so I guess I'll go real fast while people are. When I'm done, you better have it in.
Yep. So we give.
One.
Let's see. Cyber Heston has picked 1. Tom is 14. Another 14. People like the Ring of Inviso, Ray of Enfeeblement. Menion's dead too. Well, that's fine. That's why we're going with 8 because it's fun. Hanna-Barbera, Great Grape Ape.
Great ape.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Right. Okay. We are. Are we ready?
I think we're ready. I think they've.
Do you have a countdown?
Yeah. Well, 5, 4.
Yeah, music.
What are your final answers to this 15-point thing? Give your answers now.
It's the important question. What is haste scroll?
Okay.
Okay, get ready.
Go ahead.
All right, you have the buzzer because we'll have good
Yep,
answers and bad
yep,
answers, right?
That's right.
Okay. So number 1 was a haste scroll. Did anyone do? Someone
Yes,
did do the
1,
haste scroll.
yep.
Okay. I was nervous about being on a shelf with a haste scroll, but let's see. L1, you kill it after taking 7 hit points of damage from melee.
That's from.
or an aw.
That's right.
Okay. 2. Anyone do 2? That was protection from evil. I don't think anyone thinks
No,
ape is
I
evil.
don't.
Ape's in neutral, probably, right?
Yeah.
Despite making some
Human
animals
flesh, having a taste for human flesh.
Of course. 2, you kill it after taking 8 hit points of damage from the melee. 3 was touch it with a wand of paralyzation. Oh, that was me.
That's
Here
you.
we go.
Mhm.
I'm so nervous. Wand works, no damage. Boom. Thank you, crowd. Crowd loves me. They're going to steal my wand of paralyzation on the way out. What happened to my wand of paralyzation? Oh, no. We can't go back. They stole all our stuff. We're going to go back to our room at Madagascar.
That's right.
It's just gone, right?
Gone.
You know it, man.
Exactly.
Quit bringing us to these gigs. Okay. 4 was cast burning hands on it. I don't think anyone had that,
No.
did they?
No one had 4.
Spell damages it, but take 4 hit points of damage from melee. 5 was cast sleep spell. Now, you've taught me this lesson. I failed this last time with those stupid pipes, I think.
Right.
It's not working on high-level creatures, right? You need the goblins.
Yeah, these are 5 carnivorous are at least 5 hit dice, 5 plus something. So yeah, you would not want to do that, and it was pointed out in the chat. So
Okay. It fails. Takes 7 hit points of damage from melee. What I think is interesting is that
you take almost as much casting sleep as you did with casting haste. I think you took the same.
that is true. And what's interesting is that Elron Brune is still winning with a dagger. Like,
Right.
I would have thought that's it for Elron. But I guess it could be. You take 7 hit points, so you could be falling off that shelf. Okay. Number 6. Cast Ray of Enfeeblement on it. I was thinking about that because it seemed funny.
Yes.
And then attack with dagger. It works. Take 3 hit points of damage in melee from this weakened creature.
Oh, there you go. Good.
Yeah, I think that seems right. What I like about this, Kelly's put a little more effort into these answers, don't you
He's
think?
not mailing it in right now, so that's good.
He did 15, and he's got answers. He was like, he got some caffeine in him.
His editor came and editor did a rob on him and said, "Look, you can't just say same thing, see above. That's not working for us."
You know what it probably was? It was the other dude. Because, it's Kelly. We keep saying Kelly, and we're just giving him all the credit here. And it was actually somebody else, too. Of course, I'm flipping and turning on this stupid thing. And Cameron Munn.
Oh, Cameron.
Shout out to Cameron Munn, of course.
There you go.
And so Kelly probably saw Cameron and was like, "This, you need to step it up." Okay. 7, the Ye Old Fireball. Okay.
No one picked that.
L7, it works.
Yeah.
No damage. It's like ape, smelly, ape
Singed,
hair.
burning flesh.
Yeah, that's just disgusting. Okay. 8, cast polymorph. Oh, here we
That's
go.
it.
Polymorph ape on ape action. Here we go. No big difference. Take 8 hit points of damage from the melee. James has died multiple times.
I've died like a coward.
Yeah.
James dies
Yeah.
1,000 deaths.
Yeah, you used Orange Whip. You were out of there long ago. You're a coward. The sword for cowards.
That's right.
Are you a coward?
That's right. Exactly.
Do you want to make sure it's not a TPK,
That's right.
but just you survive?
Orange Whip.
Orange Whip is for you. Okay. 9 was cast slow spell on it. I kind of liked this
Yeah,
idea
it wasn't
too.
bad.
Did anyone take 9?
I don't see it here.
It helps, but take 4 hit points of damage.
Nah.
10. 10 was quickly open the door, then cast Hole Portal. I liked this one too.
Yeah.
Okay. Same as L7. It works, no damage.
Oh.
Wow. Is it possible, James, I'm becoming a better player? Then you say no. You're supposed to go no, and then they laugh. No.
No.
Is it possible, James? Is it possible becoming a better player?
No.
Yeah, it's like you've never worked on a sitcom before.
No, I haven't. Go figure.
Your timing's terrible. Okay. I give the setups, James. This is how sitcoms work. This is good writing.
Right.
I say it's obvious. I say, it. Am I getting better? And you're like, no. That's one of you falling on the buttons. And you're like, you got Alistair back on us.
That's right.
Where's James?
The horror.
I just see the top of his head. I just see Brady. I just see the back of a jersey.
That's right.
Okay.
You see Brady. There it is. That's what you see.
Yes. Go blue. Go creamsicle. Go orange whip. Okay. So we are now on magic missile. Is that right? 11 magic missile. Okay.
It does.
Same
it works, but doesn't. You take damage.
Yes, that's right. 4 hit points. Okay. Attack immediately with dagger.
Well,
that was your only choice because you'd blown all your spells. Yeah. You kill it after taking 9 hit points of damage.
Yeah, that hurts.
Yeah. 13 was cast lightning on it. Anyone do that?
No.
Nope. That was it works. No damage.
Yeah, that's a good one.
14 was used. Oh, we had a lot of 14ers.
Yeah, we did have a bunch of 14s because it's a reusable thing, so that makes a lot of sense.
The ring of that's right. Wait, why haven't I had the ring of invisibility? Oh, when I attack him, why? I should have the ring of invisibility on like all times, shouldn't I? Try to slide through the legs of those hobgoblins on the.
Exactly.
Okay, this is ridiculous. This has been not played well. Same as L7. Yes, of course it works, but no damage. Yeah, that's very smart. And the last one was continual light in front of it. It helps, but takes 7 hit points from melee.
And the thing with invisibility, what I have said is, now again, it's not in the rules, but, because what happens is by 3rd or 4th level, right, magic users have invisibility, and because it's permanent, they cast invisibility on the entire party. And we've talked about invisibility and how that would be difficult, but they, eventually they work out how they're going to keep silent and move around. But what's interesting about carnivorous apes, and I think we talked about carnivorous apes, is they have very keen smell. And so I've said, well, if they have keen smell, they have a higher opportunity to smell out the invisible person than normal.
I agree with that. Didn't Smog smell Bilbo or something?
Right.
I don't know.
The eyesight of the ape is keen, as is its hearing and sense of smell, so it's surprised only a roll of 1. So I gave it some chance to detect invisibly. Not automatically, but I give it a higher chance than...
Definitely. Is there a spell? Is there a chance they have? Well, we don't want to go into that, but I agree with you completely. And look at this on the next page. There's a new column called "Potions on Parchment" by Rod Mott, and you'll like this. Potions on Parchment will be a regular feature from. It says the tones. I think you can't. The tones of the alchemist Thaneau. Come the ingredients and procedures needed to concoct a potion. Some of these components are found fairly commonly on the market, as well as whole potions, but many special potions will be covered in the featuring articles. It should be noted that some game systems do not allow the manufacturing of potions until a certain level of experience is attained. In most cases, an alchemist is needed. The cost to prepare the potion is equal to the experience value of that potion, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and here, I'll just read this real quick. This is the Potion of Luck. Imbibing this potion will bestow the drinker the benefits of good luck for its duration. This luck is similar to that gained by owning a luck stone, except for the following changes. No additions are granted on rolls for determination.
Is that the grog line?
Is that
No.
Is that? Oh, you tell me to move on.
No, I said, is that the grog line? I heard it.
I don't know. I assume that was you texting me, being like, "You need to move along." No. Okay.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh yeah, you do need.
That was funny.
So you're saying that was actually funny,
Yeah.
as opposed to all the other stuff. Okay.
Exactly.
Except no additions are granted on rolls for determination of magic items or division of treasure. Wait, no additions are granted on rolls for determination of magic items or. What do you mean rolls on division of treasure? A luckstone gives you benefits on division of treasure? What's that all about?
It can. Depends how you roll for treasure.
You roll for treasure? I thought you have to come up with a contract in advance. No, never mind. Okay.
Kill all the lawyers, I think is what they say.
Can you guess? Here it is. Can you guess any of the ingredients for the potion of luck?
A luckstone. 4-leaf clover.
No. Yes, here it is. This is fun. I love this stuff. 2 drams of wine from a leprechaun. A pinch of, what is jacinth dust? Jacinth? Jacinth?
It's a stone, I think. Let's look it up. I think it's
okay, well, you're doing that. I'll keep talking. A pinch of ruby dust. 2 pinches of hair from the foot of a rabbit. I like this guy. We need to have Rodmont on the show. Hellebore leaf, Hellebor, hellebore leaf, root of sarsaparilla,
it's
and
like
1 gram of
sassafras. What is that? Something.
This is sarsaparilla,
okay.
And 1 gram of juice from a crushed clover. So that's carefully heat wine, and it gives an ingredient. I mean, it gives directions. Carefully heat wine until it's almost boiling. Add the dust from the gems and stir until a fine film develops on the surface of the wine. Float the leaf on the surface after adding the hair. Let sit for 1 hour. Soak the sarsaparilla in the clover juice during the time. At the end of an hour, remove the leaf and let the mixture cool. Once cooled, add the clover juice to the mixture and stir for 5 minutes. Let sit overnight uncapped. Dilute mixture to 10 drams. That's the potion of luck.
See, and that was a great segue into our main topic, which people have been waiting for, creating magic items in Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. How about that? That was good.
Indeed. That was good. It was sitting right there. See, they were paying attention to this stuff. I never thought about this stuff back in the day.
No one did. So
somebody did.
Well,
Kelly did.
And correction. No one in my campaign, the people we played with, cared about it.
Okay.
Where
we going?
See, sarsaparilla is what you make root beer out of, right? I guess. It sounds about right.
Oh. Is it lucky?
Well,
is
I think Cyber Heston's asking that as a question. I don't know.
Oh.
Yep. Someone said yes, so there you go.
What does it got to do with luck, I wonder?
I don't know. But
I like this, though. I think that flipping and turning should have
recipes for making stuff?
Yeah, and look, we're Delph approved, so I think we could. Doesn't that mean that we can use any of their stuff without
we're Delph
copyright
approved. Absolutely, exactly.
And we're Delph approved. We're in the Delph, part of the Delph family.
We have actual audio and video of the founder and creator of
First
Encounter. I lost a blank. I was going to say flipping and turning. I'm like, yeah, that's us. And saying that we are Delph approved. So.
Yeah, so I think we need I don't know if I like the name potions on parchment. What does that mean?
I think that's the recipes. It's.
Oh, I wasn't clever enough. My apologies to Rodmont. Rodimont. Is that a real person? Rodimont.
I don't think so.
So Rodimont, the alchemist, we have to bring back the alchemist to know. I will be submitting, in addition to the contribution already made, I'm going to request that we have a potions on
the artificer's cookbook would be a good thing.
Oh, the alchemist cookbook?
Alchemists only make potions, so if we're going to do for everything, because everything needs a recipe.
What did you say?
Artificer.
What's an artificer?
They make magic things out of items, I think, or metal things.
No. The artificer that's a monster in the Monster Manual 2, isn't it?
Well, I don't know, maybe.
The artificer. It's like the top half is a painter, and there's a fish bottom. It's the artificer. I can't.
I don't know. But I'm just every time you say stuff like that, I'm just going to click the laugh track because I assume you're trying
You
to.
don't know if it's serious or not.
No.
James, I'm dying of cancer. That's so rude. What the hell's wrong with you? Jesus. You gotta work on your button pushing.
You have 2 years left.
If you yeah, that's right. If you would come to practice. Okay. All right. The script read. Okay. So what page number are we on?
Well, so the main article, there is articles here in the Encyclopedia DMG about it, and it's under research. And
what page number?
Well, that's what I'm looking up, so that's why I'm stalling.
Oh, sorry, I didn't understand that.
Stalling.
Crickets.
And I'm stalling crickets, and
Oh.
it's under page 115.
Days. Oh, okay.
114.
Brought to you by 114. All right.
Because it's under magical research.
This is okay. So you want me to give you? You know, I'm a big picture kind of guy. I'm not a detail guy.
Well, that's very clear.
What you're supposed to? What this showed me is, man, I don't want to manufacture a magic item. It's hard. It's really hard. It's complicated, but it also showed me that magic items should be rare and special because of all the work that goes into it. And number 3, it makes me, as you have already pointed out, want to harvest a lot of organs and body parts and sell them. That there would be a brisk trade of this stuff,
right? Because
magic need them.
Well, and so before you talk about manufacturing magic items, I think you have to discuss the article that about the placement of magic items. So you have to decide in your campaign how rare magic items are. And that is somewhere in the campaign thing in the DMG. I'm trying to find it.
I've got it. So on 116, it starts with fabrication magic items, including potions and scrolls. And Gary sent it. It only takes him 2 sentences to say, a properly run campaign will be relatively stringent with respect to the number of available magic items, so your players will sooner or later express a desire to manufacture their own. So you're supposed to be stringent with the magic items.
Right. And when you talk about the placement of magic items, which is in another section, I'm trying to find it while you...
well, you're mentioning that. I'd like to point something out.
Page 92 of the DMG.
Okay.
And he's trying to straddle the thing between the Monty Hall campaign and there's nothing, the killer dungeon that has nothing, because both will turn off your players, and you have to find the sweet spot is the idea. Right.
Well, it's this idea that so take what we learned from our +1 sword business. So that sword ended up being fun, had an interesting backstory. You should do that with even, we were sort of down on the possibility that it was just a +1 sword without any intelligence, and boo, how boring. I think the crowd actually booed, right? Come on, guys, create some interesting backstory for that +1 sword. Was it forged by halflings, years, is there a little, and not that you're necessarily going to get the provenance with it, but maybe you will, right? This sword was, maybe there's a little inscription on it or something, so you got to kind of work to make it interesting. But so I think, so to me, the fabrication of magic items was fascinating. I enjoyed reading this, not because I'd ever want to do it,
right, but
because it does sort of answer questions of how it's done, and it sort of makes you appreciate, I hope, how we're all like, oh, I've got 4 scrolls, right? You scrolls, and you hand out scrolls like they're in a candy shop, right? Like, oh, everyone's walking around, your magic user's walking around with a scroll with 6 spells, and if you're going to have an NPC or you're going to have a pre-gen, you want to have a lot of scrolls. And I get it, because magic users want spells, that's what they do, I get it. But in the same vein, my God, I respect that scroll. Do you know? Probably not. The effort that went into making that scroll.
Right. Well, that's exactly it. And so those are the tensions that you have. If you stick to the DMG and his examples, you have to kill a lot of things before you get a sword. And I think when we were playing, a lot of how I was influenced on how to play were what we saw in the modules that we bought. Because I didn't play a lot of Judges Guild or any of that other stuff. I just used the TSR approved dungeon thing.
Not Delph approved?
At the time, I didn't know about Delph approved.
So, all right. So so potions. We've already talked about that.
Right. Well, we sort of talked about it.
Sort of. We had a segue. You're right. And magic, you got to be 7th level or above.
Yeah.
And you gotta hire an alchemist. And if I recall correctly, Dragon Magazine had an NPC alchemist.
Yep.
But that's a whole nother.
That's
thing,
right.
Right.
Well, it's also in here too. There's an alchemist, but it's a hireling that you hire.
That's right. There's a big list of hirelings, and at 11th I can go without the. So when I'm 7th level magic user, I need an alchemist. So let's say I'm a 7th level magic user, because 11th is insane. I'm a 7th level. I mean, that's like Elron Baroon.
Right. He's 8th level, and
he's 8th. So he can't even. He needs an alchemist. The fabled Elron Baroon.
That's right.
So I'm Elron Baroon. I gotta have an alchemist with me, right?
Right.
And then, so it's not easy. I need a lab.
Right.
There's almost overhead.
And you have to keep track it. Yeah, it's a huge effort to do that.
But what I did like about this is that, again, what I love about the DMG is that you find these nuggets. So, in these adventures, you often come upon a laboratory. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Like, I didn't even think about a laboratory and what's in it. Well, here we get information.
Yep.
Page 116. It tells us, right? So I am Elron Baroon. I'm going to need one potions one at a time, which stinks. I can't. So I'm not like the fast order cook with like the 3 orders of hamburgers at once.
It does not appear that you could figure that out, which seems weird.
Okay, but he's making it hard. Do you get that sense? Gary's making it hard on us.
Well, this is the fear that we have: is what does every character want to do if they have these? Whether it's making holy water or scrolls or potions, what do they want to do?
Right.
They want a factory. They want to build
the potion factory.
There.
Oh, the potion factory.
The potion factory. There you go.
That's a good name for it, isn't it? Come down to the potion factory.
Yeah, just do them all. I'm just gonna have a button that presses all of them. The potion factory.
Yeah, or random. Can you do a random button, like random sounds? Well, that would be one way to do it. Yeah, cover your eyes. We need something too. You got to do one with heckling.
Yeah.
There's probably a heckling.
Okay.
Don't you
See,
think?
I need crickets, heckling. Hold on.
That's right. Anyone else in the chat? Get him in now.
That's right.
Okay. So great. This is going to be when. So we're going to have like a guest on, Luke Gygax, and he's going to say something, and it's going to be like he's going to get heckled. He's going to be booed.
I think first edition is good, but I like fifth edition. Wrong.
That's in. Yeah, it's like, well, yeah, wrong. The answer is, well, I don't know what that show was, right? What was it? Some Washington. Okay. The magic user must have a proper laboratory with a fireplace, workbench, brazier, and several dozen. I don't know what an alembic is. Several dozen alembics, flasks, dishes, mortar and pestle, basins, jugs. I don't know what a retort is. I thought a retort is like you come back at somebody with a funny line. Retorts.
Perhaps you have to berate the potion as it's being built,
Yeah, or I thought a retort is like you do multiple damage to somebody. Like I committed a tort,
right?
And then it's a retort. Or you got to take you failed.
An alembic is a distilling apparatus.
Well, thank you, Mr. Magic User.
I looked it up.
That was a joke.
Oh.
Well, thank you, Mr. Magic User. Measuring devices. Oh, so there's like you mean there's like little they have like measuring spoons.
Yeah.
Like you go down to so when you go down to like the magic shop, it's a little bit like a Bed Bath and Beyond. There'll be like measuring spoons. Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's like you go down to Alembic City. Alembic City. Come to Alembic Spatula City.
Yeah, what was Alembic City? I was too busy thinking about the laugh track. Huh?
Take me down to Alembic City. Sorry.
What's an Alembic again?
It's a distillery. It's a thing that distills.
Oh.
You titrate.
Oh.
Titration, right? Isn't that? Chemistry's been a long time. Titration.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. Are you making drugs? No, Mom, I'm making potions.
This
I
is
swear.
Breaking Bad, the D&D edition.
Breaking Bad, yeah. Yes, potions are illegal. Scales and so forth, exclamation point. In other words, you know what the exclamation point means? Do you know what that means? What Gary's doing with that?
What is he doing?
It's going to be expensive. Don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
He's like, this is going to cost you.
Yeah.
If you think, it's like you got an Alembic? No.
Well, how many? You only have one Alembic? Well, that's not going to work.
No, yeah, you need 3 Alembics.
Maybe it's like, enriching uranium. You have to have like thousands of these Alembics.
Oh, without question. And yeah, you got the you bought the measuring devices without the 1/8 teaspoon.
Yeah.
It just 1/4. Oh no.
Or you lose that one because your apprentice, the alchemist, made the last potion, and now you're screaming because you can't find the 1/8 teaspoon.
Yeah. Where the hell's the 1/8? The sorcerer's apprentice has lost it, or even worse. You ready for this? He forgot to clean it.
Right. Oh, that's right. It's not...
Potion ruined. Right? There was a little bit of
miscability.
something.
I'd roll in the miscability layer.
Oh, it blows up.
That's right. Boom.
You got me again.
Cooking bad meth.
Yes. He blows up. There's chances of blow. That's gonna be like its own game, role-playing game, don't you think?
Yeah, this sounds super exciting. Watching the magic user roll to see if potions work. It's.
What do you guys think? That sounds like a fun game, don't you think, guys?
It's kind of mixed.
Some people like it. It could sell. Okay.
Oh, you're right. I need to. Oh, yep. Go ahead. Keep going.
Such implements are not easily obtained, being found only at alchemical shops, or produced upon special order. So there's like special orders in D&D, like by stonemasons, potters, and glass. So the glass blower is getting all of these special orders for these items.
Right.
I think there's going to be a shop. That specializes in this. Initial outlay for the creation of a workshop, assuming that the place already has a fireplace, would cost between 200 and 1,000 gold pieces. Well, that actually isn't that bad. If I'm a 7th level magic user,
right, it's not
I should
that,
have
it's not
that.
that.
Should I have that? It's not that bad.
No.
This cost is based on the relative ability of the tradesmen and goods necessary to complete the workroom. So I got to hire a general contractor?
Right.
To complete the workroom. It's got to be like set up properly and all that.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. And stock it properly. So like I'm hiring a GC. He's like, yeah, what you need? I'm like, people are bidding on it. I'm like, yeah, I need I'm a 7th level magic user. Hey. And I want a workroom. So do you think there's like rooms to go? There's like they have like just like everything.
The starter
like
set, like you can go order online the starter version. My first potion.
That's right. My first workroom. That's right. They're like a little kids thing. Right. You're right. Like a easy bake oven.
Yeah, easy bake my first potion.
Easy make potion.
Easy make potion. That's good.
Something like that. Yeah, you get it like the little kids. So you like the little kid magic user. Like so, like the magic user's kid has like this little for Christmas.
Right, from Radio Shack, you'd get those chemistry sets. Your kids would buy them for you. This is the alchemy version.
Yeah, make a little, so just like little basic potions.
You know, it would have the ogre magi blood or thread of a saint, vampire dust.
Right. Yes, it'll come. We'll see this. Yes, it will come with the ingredients for just one first potion. The starter set for the 7th level magic user. I love that. You don't need you do not need, can't afford a lab.
Right.
No worries. You can make this one little potion. I love it. Chance of death, 10%. Okay.
Warning. That's right.
Warning. There's always all sorts of warnings. This needs to be an advertisement, flipping and turning, don't you think?
That's right. Easy make potion. Yep. All right.
Easy make potion.
I'm gonna write that. I'm gonna see if Rob will do that.
Yeah. Now, see, that's what I do. I suggest laugh tracks to you. Then we suggest things. It all flows down, doesn't it? Smoldering dung. It flows down.
Advertise.
Okay. The DM may certainly require. I love this. If it's not bad enough, the DM may certainly require a greater expenditure if the campaign has inflation and or shortages. Nothing says fun like I want to like build a lab and I have to pay more because the DMs told me that there's a glass blower
Right.
strike.
Or there was the quarry, not the quarry, the sand. You need special sand to be blown to make the beakers, and that sand, the ship is delayed.
Right, exactly.
Actually, it's missing, and that's the quest that you have to do.
Right.
Nothing compels your party, hey, we have to look for the ship that has the glass that came from a mysterious place to do that. Yeah, that's awesome.
Or it could be that like there's no imports are banned because there's a Black Plague outbreak.
Right.
And no one's coming in. No one's going out. No one's coming in. But I do like, and I want to talk about this, about going to find items to make potions.
And that's the compelling thing is you could have quests to do that, and they'd have some interest in doing that.
It is. That would be fun.
But players don't want to do that.
Of course, why would
players want to go to the Walmart in the big city. They want to go. Actually, they expect your small little hamlet to have Saul's magic shop and ingredients emporium.
Yeah, I need basilisk eye or whatever.
What size?
Do you have it? You don't have it?
Yeah, I need a adult basilisk eye. Well,
it reminds me. Was it a Seinfeld episode where Kramer orders a latte and it's like at a law firm or something? I can't remember where it is. He's like, what? Yeah. So no, that's a good point. You need to go out and find it. I love this too. The monthly outlay upkeep.
Right.
Because they're breaking the beaker. Right. The upkeep of the laboratory requires a further monthly outlay of 10% of the total cost of the place, exclusive of any special provisions or protections, in order to stock basic fuel and supplies. Yeah, but you know what? This could actually be a fun adventure. Okay, here's what I'm thinking, James, is that the player characters work for the Mad Wizard.
Right. And
so you're just on retainer, and you're being hired to go out and find all these items, right? That could be a fun campaign, don't you think?
Right. Yeah, it's Charlie's Angels, basically.
Yes, you're right. Aww. Yes, I was trying to. Who is your favorite of the three?
I don't remember their names. Farrah Fawcett.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know they all like Farrah Fawcett. I was with Jackson. Who was the brunette Jackson? With the long? I was a Kate Jackson guy. Even at a young age, I'm like, nope, not Farrah for me. Though that poster was good. I know that the famous poster. I was a Kate Jackson one, and I don't know who the third one was. Do you remember this one? Tom Bosley. Do you remember that episode?
No, I don't remember it, but
he said, "What's your name?" He said, Bosley, Tom Bosley. And then she calls him. Somebody in the episode calls him the entire time, Bosley, Tom Bosley. Okay, so the place is always in use if the player character has an alchemist in his or her employ. Oh, which we do need. We got to employ.
Right.
Oh, he's like on our payroll.
Yeah.
We hire him all the time. He lives there. He's like coming out of the shower. He's like always there. Okay, whatever.
He's your roommate. That's right.
So we got the alchemist. That's the sitcom, right?
Three's Company, come and knock on my door.
Yeah, the alchemist is there.
Crazy alchemist too.
Three's Company.
Exactly.
The place is always in use if he has an alchemist. For the alchemist will continually putter and experiment, always to no particular end. I love it. We're not engaged. Gary, how did Gary write this in a year? This is a treasure. I mean, this honestly, Gary, the effort he put in is incredible, isn't it?
Well, he's been in the workplace. If you don't give the guy an assignment, and you go on an adventure.
He's talking about TSR.
Right. This is a slam of his own people.
Like Skip Williams. It's like Skip.
Yeah, he goes out to California and he comes back. What have you guys done?
Broke a beaker. Skip Williams broke the whatever. I'm trying to think of something from the early 80s. They have dishwashers.
Skip Williams shot the food. That's from Gauntlet, the game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, Ernie broke a window.
Oh, Errol Otis went through the roof.
Errol Otis fell through the ceiling.
Yep.
Well, and then Errol's like, yeah, but Ernie broke a window, and Ernie never gets in trouble, right? Because he's the son.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Why am I in trouble? As Errol. Okay. Most important. So it cost a lot of money. So you've got In order to avoid the length and completion of separate formulas for each type of potion, the following simple. Okay, yeah, there's a system. We don't need to go through that, but it costs money, and you got to get stuff. Okay, and so he has some suggestions for ingredients. Hang on, how many are there? We'll roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Can you roll a D35 for me, please,
No.
James? No, and then we'll have to count it up. All right, just we'll pick out a few random. This is wonderful. I love this stuff. It reminds you of spell components. So pick a potion.
Healing, since I already said it.
Healing. Yes. Healing requires Ogre Magi blood. Wait, Ogre Magi blood of thread of Saint's Garment. It doesn't mean.
I think it's or.
Or. Oh, you think it's or is it A? Yeah, it's going to be or. So, oh, Jody.
Well, maybe it was the typesetter. Maybe it wasn't her.
Oh, maybe. My yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jody.
You don't know that.
I was waiting for an awe. Okay, so Ogre Magi. Why
Ogre?
Slow.
Go ahead.
Why Ogre? What's the internet? What's Ogre Magi blood? I mean, no, I know what it is. Why do I need Ogre Magi blood for healing? What do Ogre Magi's do?
Yeah, they don't
do
regenerate. I would think Troll's blood would be the thing to use.
Oh, yes, you're very smart. Yes. Good one, Jim. Yes, that's right. Okay, we got to look up Ogre Magi because I don't understand why we would use that for a potion of healing. They're not as rare. And so we have to go to Japan? They're Japanese. Is there Japan in D&D? They normally seek...
Orient Adventures.
Anyone out there got any idea why? They're able to fly. They can fly, become invisible, cause darkness, polymorph. Oh, they do regenerate.
Oh, they regenerate. There you go. That's why.
That's it. Sleep.
Just as Lloyd said it, you said it. That's why they regenerate.
Oh, good work, Lloyd. Okay, so that's what
and
that is.
And probably troll blood, the problem with it, as we know, is you have any bit of the troll, it regenerates and becomes a troll, which is a little bit of a problem.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. that's the episode. So like we like go to get a troll for right for is a troll required for anything? Yeah, look, troll blood, extra healing, James.
Oh, there you go.
So this is a problem. Wait, does blood regenerate?
It's remember what I recall is if any part of the troll is there, it'll pop back.
It's moving, so the blood is like trying to.
That's right. You have to probably seal it somewhere or hermetically freeze it or something.
So the lesson here is, and I'm just going to read some of the things that are used in potions, ingredients, and the lesson here is there's been a lot of waste, has there not,
right.
by adventure in D&D.
Right. And in fact, in your campaign, you had a list of things that were useful that literally as soon as the body fell from the victim that you killed, the magic users became taxidermists, anatomists. They went to town on them.
It was very smart because a vampire was killed, and I think it was John was very smart. He started harvesting and collecting.
Right.
And I'm like, what? And I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, yeah, you're going to make a lot of money on the sale of this. And he was smart. So here's some of the things. Vampires are everywhere. Vampires like the buffalo, right? For the Native Americans, right? I mean, there's just tons of stuff you can use.
There you go. That's good.
Right? He's got tons of stuff. So yeah, you need organ or gland of a type of animal. Well, let's look at some more interesting things. Some of this stuff is quite disgusting, right? I like this climbing. Insect leg, giant.
Mm-hmm.
So what giant insects do we have? There you go. So yeah, when you kill giant ants,
you're harvesting them.
You harvest them because you're going to come back and you're going to sell. So you come back, and this is what I got. So you go to the magic user and like you're at the end of the adventure, and you just take your bag of holding, right, which has another bag of holding in it. And a little ring that you keep tucked in between. Don't forget about that.
Right.
If you tuck something in the bag of holding,
it'll fall out.
It's easy to forget, isn't it?
Right.
Oh my God, where did I lost that ring? It's sitting in the bag of holding. One ring.
That's right. Exactly.
I dump it out. All this stuff like insect leg, and he's looking. What can I use, right? And there's like a disgusting big like roach leg or something, giant roach leg.
Yeah, Carlos on the chat says Ogre Magi seems to be a go-to for parts because there's been a couple of things for them.
Okay, yeah. We've got doppelganger flesh. This is what I like. Diminution, powdered kobold horn, and were-rat blood. So if you kill a kobold, you need to cut off the horn
Right.
and bring it back.
We are basically those fishermen who cut the shark tails and throw the sharks back.
Oh, disgusting! You're right.
We're poachers. We're basically
we don't even
poachers.
kill the kobold.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is we just cut off his horns and let him run away? You're not even worth
You
killing.
cast sleep on them, and then they wake up and they go, "Oh no, I have no horns."
Where's that? Or he doesn't even notice. He comes back. He goes back to the lair.
They're mocking him.
The cave.
They're mocking him. Exactly.
It's like a Rudolph story. Like a children's story. The kobolds with no horns.
What's a good kobold name? What's a good kobold name?
Horny?
Oh, jeez, no.
That didn't get any reaction from the crowd.
I was looking up kobold names.
Okay. So dragon controls the brain of an appropriate dragon type. So that's why you're going to kill the dragon. So you would kill the baby dragon. If you fear there's a baby dragon,
Gick the kobold, the hornless kobold. That would be good.
That would be a good little children's story.
That's right. Poor little Gick.
Good pop-up book. And so you don't want the treasure. I mean, you do, but who cares? You want the brain.
Right.
Right? So if you hear there's a baby red dragon, that brain is really important because it can be used to make a potion of dragon control. Mind flare brain, troll blood for the extra healing, or the hair of a saint. Oh, so you're just like, there's a saint, and you're just like going behind with the scissors?
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
Fire elemental. What is Phlogiston? I thought that's a country.
That's near Beeristan and
that's right.
Lone Brow.
Former Soviet. So it's a beer. It's near Lone Brow. You think Lone Brow is a country?
What?
Flying hippogriff feathers. So there, yeah, so I guess you can just like try to get it, like it's sleeping, and you just snip it, or wyvern blood. Now here we go. Gaseous form, vampire dust. Well, yep, and Carlos pointed this out. Ogre magi teeth, giant control, brain of appropriate giant type, giant strength, drops of sweat from. Oh, that's nice.
That's not too bad.
That's not too bad. So you're just kind of like, yeah, he's kind of sweaty. He's out there working. Yeah, growth again. Ogre magi gland.
Yeah. So if you see an ogre magi, you're just taking the body back.
Yeah, the whole
it's
thing.
The buffalo.
Yeah.
The ogre magi is the buffalo of D&D.
It really is. Heroism, heart of a lion, or similar giant cat. Oh, that's horrible. Here again, human control, vampire eye, right, or Nixie blood. Invisibility is invisible stalker, Icor. I don't even know what that is.
Where are you at?
Or like it's online. Well, I was in vulnerability as gargoyle horn,
yeah.
or like skin. Ooh, so if I'm a lycanthrope, I can sell my skin. Like it's like doing like the blood bank.
This is literally Silence of the Lambs now. This is what
it is.
That could be another good campaign or show where you are the police, the monster police, and you're going to the crime scenes and you find these bodies that have been stripped, cut apart. You know, these kobolds with their horns taken off.
Like, no eyes. He was a vampire, but he didn't know it. Like this dude with a black cape and but no eyes. What the heck?
It's soulless without eyes. Skin filleted, these like predator. The lycanthropes are there. Oh, you're frozen, Dan. Uh-oh, I gotta have to bring Dan back. Dan's gone. Hold on.
What the hell happened here?
Hey, you're frozen, Dan. Dan, I'm gonna connect and reconnect you back, okay? I'll call him again. Sorry about that, folks. Let's see if we can get him. Call. See if he gets back on. We lost him.
Hello.
Hey,
Hey.
lost you, so I'm
All right.
bringing you back.
If I recall correctly, I was being flayed.
Yes, you're being flayed. I mean, it's a horror movie.
It is. Yeah, gargoyle horn. You're cutting off the horns of a gargoyle. And I like the lycanthrope skin. So can I just like sell? Is it like the blood bank? Can I just donate my skin?
You're assuming it regenerates.
Well, how much do I need? Beholder eye from the stalk. Treant sap. Elf blood. Oh.
That you could sell.
So you're walking down the street. Oh, yeah, you sell your blood. You're right. Yeah. So I'm just like, yeah, yeah. So elves are selling their blood. Demon brain. Purple worm gland. Liver of giant pike. Yeah, he had fun with this, didn't he? Harpy's tongues. Devil tongue. So, yeah, so there's a lot of missed opportunities here. So anytime you kill, you basically, if you don't know, and you wouldn't, you just need to like harvest a bunch of stuff as you go.
Right.
Okay. That sounds like fun.
And that's the I wish my characters in some ways would embrace some of it, but if they're not going to embrace it, it's just more work, just stuff that no one cares about. Well, I should say no one. I think people do care about it.
But it could be a fun adventure. That could be a campaign basis. Is that you work for? You're all like, you're neutral. You're not good, right? You're chaotic neutral, and it's the chaotic evil magic. I don't know why it has to be chaotic evil, but that's fun. And you're chaotic neutral, so you don't care, and you just go and And he's like, yeah, it's like a shopping list.
Right.
Like what's on the list?
Yeah.
We got a
or like Frankenstein.
vampire.
You're building the parts of this thing. You have to go to exotic places because he wants to create this potion. Yeah, makes perfect sense.
Yeah, okay, I like it. So that was a lot of fun. So that's the lesson I got. Not that I'm actually going to be making potions. Let's face it, that's the takeaway here, isn't it? It's not I'm going to make potions. It's I'm going to get this stuff and sell it to potion makers.
Or I'm going to hire someone to make the potions for me. And they're going to say, that's great. We'd be happy to make you potions of healing.
Oh, yeah.
But I need ogre magi blood.
I see. We have on retainer a magic user. And then he's in-house. So we have like an in-house magic user, an alchemist, and we get the stuff. And we have him make the potions, or her. Okay, I like that too.
Or the idea of when you become a wizard, where it makes sense is, again, you're at the late game. You're a wizard. You build your wizard's tower. You're going to have apprentices, and and you're probably going to have a henchman in theory that was when you were 4th level, they're 1st. Well, now you're 11th, they're 7th or 8th. Hey, while you're teaching the underlings, make sure you whip out some potions, and they go, oh yeah, well I'd like to build that for you, boss, but we need ogre magi, and so you go down to the ogre magi land and.
Right. Or you go down to local adventurers guild.
Right.
And you post something on the corkboard.
And that's always the unsatisfactory thing, whether it's because especially in later games, because people got so used to computer games where they get a proliferation of magic items. They get a +1 sword, they find the +2 sword, and then they sell the +1 sword. Like there's some, Trader Bob's Magic Emporium where and of course they look in the DMG, or they not, even though they're not supposed to, and say, well, yeah, I can get 2,000 gold pieces for that, and it becomes a very transactional game. And that's the challenge with any of this, is how do you deal with the economy of magic items? Because you don't want it to feel magic items should be special, but in first edition particularly, there's not a whole lot of skills, right? Going up in levels doesn't really do a whole lot. There are some levels that are important, but most of the time it's not. It's your magic items and the things you acquire through the campaign that make your character special. Not the, later editions, it's all the feats and skills that you pick up that make you special. So it's that tension of how do you prevent a flood of items, just being. Now, there's a couple ways you do it, right? If you get a +2 sword and you had a +1 sword, you give it to your hirelings. But if you're not using hirelings, that's the issue with that. You don't want to get to this weird thing where they're selling magic items at Saul's identity shop. But people have run that campaign, right? If you're in a big city like Greyhawk or Lankmar or one of these places, there could be places. What I did in my campaign was I said there was a private club where you could bring your magic items, and then there'd be some kind of barter system. You wouldn't get cash for it.
Yeah, I like the idea of being able to buy it in limited circumstances. I see you go into the back room,
Right.
and they open up. They've got the they've got
Yeah,
something
but they
in
don't
a
have
black
everything.
bundle.
It's not like
No. Look, I think that's fun too, but in sort of a tongue-in-cheek sort of
Right.
way, right? I think I've got the Judges Guild. I know I have the Judges Guild supplement where it's a magic shop and Dwarf runs it. And look, again, it's whatever you want to run, right? You can do that. And it can be very funny, and it can be fun, and it can be entertaining. But they're hard to make, so you can buy. So if you can't buy them, which Gary's saying you really shouldn't be able to, you're not supposed to be giving away a lot, then you may want to make them, and that's hard to do. Think it's so scroll, but so scrolls. We don't sell scrolls necessarily at a shop. I don't know why you wouldn't, but people find scrolls a lot, don't they? You're basically unhappy, aren't you? If you're the magic user, you're a spellcaster, and you go through an adventure, and you don't exit that adventure with at least one one scroll.
Yeah.
You're pretty unhappy, aren't you?
Or a spell book, which would be good too.
Or a spell book, which would be wonderful. Scroll manufacture is very, very difficult, right? Very hard.
It
right?
can be.
Well, it seems to me. We need. There's three things, right? What do we need?
You need the recipe first, which you hopefully have. You can't make a scroll of something you don't know how to make.
You need the recipe, and that's not easy, right? So you need the recipe, the material parts of the spell, you need the paper, right? So we need some paper.
That's right.
And we need ink, and we need the ingredients. Is that right? Do I have the three things there?
Yeah, you need paper, you need the recipe for the ink, and then you need the recipe for the spell, meaning and the components for the spell. But that kind of goes in hand with the ink that you would do.
Oh, and I need a quill.
Yes.
Okay, so I got to be 7th level or higher again.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it talks about who can do it. A scroll of spells may be inscribed only upon pure and unblemished papyrus, parchment, or vellum. And it gives you. So I was wondering, there's probably shops, though, that specialize in this. Aren't there like scroll, paper sellers? Specialized, when you go into like Hallmark or something, and they have like this fancy paper back in the days of old.
Right.
So don't you think that there's like sellers, like a fine, without question, right? What do you need, right?
And that's where what I've done, and I'm sure a lot of people do it. That's where the Wizards Guild, you get that from, and that they would not sell, because.
Oh.
To me, the Wizards Guild, how did guilds work in medieval times? They took care of their own, and they prevented other people from doing things. And so you could only get these items, except from the black market, of course. You could always get stuff through the black market, from the Wizards Guild. So you try to go in, you a guild member? You don't get anything then. So,
right. Oh, exactly. Very clever. You're right. So in other words, okay, so I'm in a town, right? So I want to make a scroll and put some spells on it. I need the paper, so I'm going to have to join the Wizard Guild to get the paper.
And they may have the laboratory. It's like WeWork, where they have rented labs that you could do there too.
Oh, that's right. You can rent it out for certain goalie rights. The benefits of that. It's not no one ever really cleans it very well, and
it's like a law library. They could have you need the library, right? The public library. Well, it'd be for the guild members,
right? But it's like right, people could use. Oh, that's hilarious! Yeah, I love that idea.
And then some of them could have the symbol of pain, because you have the jokester wizards who'd put symbols of pain or glyphs of warding on some of the books just to torture the young. It'd be the running joke.
Yes.
That guy's from out, because you could pay by the day, right? You're a traveling wizard. You pay the 1-day rate, like you're going to the club, and everyone knows. We put the glyph of warding on that book over there, because it's the joke that this town has the book of wish, how to write wish scrolls. So all these wizards come in, but of course the wish book is this. It's a joke.
Right, it's hilarious and causes right. And it's a little bit also like you're like wanting to know if there's a business center at the hotel. Like, do you have a business center? Do you have like
That's right.
do you have a lab? Like, so yeah, this guild, I'm coming through. Oh, and I wonder if there is like inter guild agreement. So in other words,
Right.
yeah, like triple. It's like
Mutual
I'm a
aid.
member of the international guild.
Right.
Because I could come. Yeah, you're right. I'm just coming through town, and I'm here. I'm staying. I'm visiting my uncle.
International Order of Wizards. That's right.
Right, and so yeah, you go there, and
The
you're like, yeah, do you have
IOW.
right? Where is it? There it is, and okay, you guys got a lab.
Yeah,
Yes,
you get
and
a
so,
book like the Michelin Guide.
yeah,
You're in Greyhawk. The Wizards Guild's 3 stars there.
right. It's pretty good. Right. Okay, so I like this. So I need pure and unblemished paper, which I got to pay for, which is not very expensive. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't just go with vellum. I mean, if you're blowing thousands of gold pieces,
if you're writing a scroll, you're 7th level. No, well. Yeah, that's right. Because I was thinking I'm trying to sell it and pawn it off on somebody, but no, because I assume if it fails. Well, okay, whatever. So, but yeah, I would do vellum. I also need a fresh virgin quill, meaning it's never been written on, so it's just
Correct.
it's one and done.
Yep.
So it's like disposable razors.
Yeah.
Okay. A fresh virgin quill must be used for each spell transcribed. So if I'm doing 5 spells, I need 5 fresh virgin quills. The quill must be from a creature of strange or magical nature. The quill isn't a quill, so the quill has the feather on it, right? But
Right.
I thought the feather was just adornment, though. Isn't the quill is metal, isn't it? And that you write with ink. No.
I don't know. I
Oh,
thought
I
it was
guess
just
not.
the
Oh,
hair. It's just the whole part that goes into it.
Oh, I'm thinking maybe the more fancier ones. It's just adornment. So it's actually you're right. You're writing with the tip of the
Right. How
the
it's
feather.
plucked from the feather. Yep.
Right. So there's another thing too. So that's why I need to be plucking. So in other words, so boy, that is the mother lode. If you kill a griffin,
Right.
harpy, hippogriff, pegasus, roc, sphinx, of any sort or similar
Yeah,
monsters.
you're bringing that back. The whole thing.
And look at this, demons and devils and demons. They're like ones out of feathers, I assume.
Yeah,
right?
they're feathered. Well, remember we wrote that. We created your own lower plane demon. I think some of them can have
Yes.
feathers.
Yeah, yeah, okay, so that's right. So yeah, you kill one of those. You're there plucking it like
It's a
a
gold
chicken.
mine. That's more important than getting a 5,000 gold piece gem.
You just leave. You just pluck it and leave.
Yeah, that's it.
We're done with the adventure.
That is the adventure.
Is a what about a cockatrice?
Oh, I would say, well, you'd get turned to stone then, so I'm not sure you want to use that.
No. I killed the cockatrice. But it says not on there. They seem to be big creatures, though, don't they?
What, cockatrice?
No, the creatures that are listed that I can use.
Because, they may be too small.
I would have thought he would have listed it. I don't think cockatrice is going to work. But so, yeah, you can pluck like 1,000 feathers from this thing, right?
From a griffin, yeah, they're huge.
So it's just like a pink skin laden.
Like a dead chicken.
And then we cook it.
Well,
and then you eat it.
The griffins, I mean, yeah, it's the part of it. Yeah, the hippogriff.
I don't know what a griffin looks like. I'd have to look that up. That's another thing.
Yeah,
but okay. So I'm plucking. All right. So you pluck away.
Mm-hmm.
So that shouldn't be too. So that's expensive right there.
Right.
Because it's with the feather. So that may not be. Then he doesn't tell us how much. Gary doesn't tell us how much that costs, but that may not be cheap. And I need one for. Okay, so I got to buy the quill with the harpy. I'll take a harpy feather. Fine, it doesn't matter. Then I get the paper.
Well, I also assume that you'd probably keep these in captivity if you're a.
I said, oh.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that's terrible. Oh my God! So we're just growing it, like you pluck it and it grows again.
Yeah, like an ostrich, a harpy farm, or not a harpy farm, a hippogriff farm.
Oh yeah. So the wizard, he's at the tower and chained there. So that could be an adventure to like save the whatever, something good, a griffin, or are they good? I don't know, right? To say go to the.
They're sort of good. I don't remember. One of them's
Pegasus.
Pegasus is good.
So we're gonna go. So the wizard has chained up
the Pegasus.
and he's plucking.
Time to make a spell.
Right. Ow. So we're gonna go save the Pegasus. Okay. Some quills cannot normally be purchased. I wouldn't think so. So the type of material used will affect the likelihood of successful transcription, as listed above. That's the paper. Special quills cannot normally be purchased for only common goose or similar feather instruments are available in shops. Yeah, so you don't want to get that. You're using, yeah, that's not working. The would-be inscriber must arrange for the special writing tools as he or she can. Okay, that's all right. Now on to ink. Ink is a very special requirement. Scroll spell ink, just as the ink for detailing spells in spell books, is compounded only by the inscriber from secret and strange ingredients. So this is not like so you don't have like the HP plan where the ink is
You're
just
not going to
arriving.
Staples. That's right.
That's not good. The basic medium should be sepia, S-E-P-I-A. What is sepia? Sepia? Do you know what that is?
I don't know.
I don't either. You better find out, buddy. From a giant squid.
Oh, it's the ink stuff.
Or ink from a giant octopus. So basically, it's the whalers of their day. So when they're going out on these whaling vessels, they're killing the squid to get the ink, not for the oil lamp burning.
Right.
Right, but for the scroll spell ink. To this liquid then must be added blood, powdered gems, herbal and spice infusions, draughts concocted from parts of monsters, and so on. So we got to make this up then, right?
Right.
Well, I guess you can buy it. I mean, you're not making. I mean, are you making it or are you buying it?
No, so for the right spell, you can buy the special ink in town if the town's big enough, if you recall.
Okay.
But it's at no less than 200 gold pieces, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, because look at this. I mean, just for protection from petrification. Yeah, so you need ink for each spell. It's not just general.
Correct.
So I need giant squid sepia.
Well, this is for a protection scroll, which is specific.
Oh, look at this cockatrice feathers.
There you go. There's your cockatrice feathers.
Why do you think cockatrice feathers in the protection spell? Does it protect me from being turned to stone?
Well, Basilic Eye doesn't protect you, but it's in there too. So
oh yeah, that's right. It's protection from petrifications. That makes sense. So we're having things that will turn you to stone. One scruple of venom. I don't know what a scruple is. From Medusa snakes, right? A peridot, I'm assuming, turns you to stone, I assume. Wait, what's a peridot? Oh no, it's a gem. Sorry. I don't even know. It sounded like the periton.
That's right.
All right,
well,
gems.
And the other thing with gems, if you recall, I was going to mention this, and also herbs, not herbs. I don't know what herbs has to do anything, but
I think they say that in England, maybe.
Herbs?
They call them herbs. They may call them herbs in England.
You could be right. They have, on page 26, reputed magical properties of gems.
Oh.
So peridot is wards off enchantments, and what was the other one? Topaz. Wards off evil spells. It doesn't say anything about petrification.
Oh, but that's very clever. You're right. So you should use that list. Because I was like, what's that? What do we do with that? Yes, you would use that list to help you when you're creating your formula for the ink.
Correct. That and
the
other one is in the back, herbs. And it's magical traits or something like that it's called. I forgot where it is. Someone will tell me.
And that would be good for potions too, right?
Correct.
For the ingredients
absolutely.
For potions would be great. So if I send something in with a potion, I love it.
Here it is, page 220.
Oh, this is a new one. Okay, you remember how Flipping and Turning has this contest, the Mad Wizard Monster Contest, where it tells you the spells. You could do the ingredients. So what Rob could do, here are the herbs, here are the ingredients, just do random ingredients or something, or just pick them, and then you have to identify what is this new potion that it would make. That would be kind of fun, don't you think?
Yeah, I'll let Rob know he's got more work to do.
Exactly. Exactly. He loves it. Okay, and then I love this is pumpkin seeds. And then it's not easy. This is not a dump cake. This is not a chili.
Right.
You got to harvest the pumpkin in the dark. I think this guy for flipping and turning, I always did it too, for First Encounter had been all over page 117. If you went to page 117, it's got marks. He's been here.
Yeah.
Harvest the pumpkin this has got to be with a twinkle in his eye, doesn't it? Harvest the pumpkin in the dark of the moon and dry the seeds over a slow fire of sandalwood and horse dung. Select 3 perfect ones and grind them into a coarse meal, husks and all. Boil the basilisk eye and cockatrice feathers for exactly 5 minutes in a saline solution. Drain and place in a jar. Add the Medusa snake venom and gem powders. Allow to stand for 24 hours, stirring occasionally. pour off liquid into bottle, add sepia and holy water, mixing contents with a silver rod, stirring Wittershins. That was my halfling character. I don't know who's Wittershin.
I don't know.
Makes ink sufficient for one scroll.
One scroll.
Wait, does that mean that I can do multiple spells? So I can do, because a scroll can handle like 7 spells, can't it? So I guess I got enough ink.
No, this is a protection scroll, which has 1. Protection.
I can't do 7. Can I do 7 protections on one scroll? Why not?
Because you can't.
How do you know?
Because they come as 1. That's why.
It says it somewhere. See, I don't know anything. Everything.
Well, go ahead, keep going.
Other ink formulas will be devised similarly according to the dictates of the DM. Ingredients should suit the overall purpose of the ink. It is recommended that each different spell to be transcribed require a different ink compound. Clerical spells requiring more venerated and holy materials, druid spells being basically rare roots and herbs and infusions and so on, garments, wrappings, dust, sweat, tears, teeth, fangs, organs, blood, and so forth are all ideal components. Okay, so we're not done.
Shins is counterclockwise, by the way.
Oh, interesting. Really? Wittershins. That's a good name.
That is.
And we're not done yet. Once material, and it's like following a complicated recipe, isn't it? You're looking back and forth, making sure you didn't put something into it, because I guess if it's out of order, it's over, right? The ink's done.
Right.
Once material, quill, and ink are ready, the spell scriber must actually write the magical runes. Wait, so what's the material again? I've already gotten lost. I've got the ink and the quill. What am I doing with the material? What's the material?
There could be material.
Oh, the paper. That's the paper, I think.
Well,
I think material means paper.
Yeah, okay.
That's what he means. He uses that for that. Okay, so I've got the material, the paper, the quill, and I've done all the ink, which was its own laborious process. Laborious, get it? I was in the lab. The spell scriber must actually write the magical runes, glyphs, symbols, characters, pictograms, and words upon the surface of the scroll. Transcription must be from his or her scroll books or upon an altar. Must be from his or her scroll books or upon an altar. Oh, meaning, because I've got to have the spell.
Right.
And I'm copying it now.
Correct.
Got it. God, this is hard. Special candles and incense must be burning while the inscription is in process. You think I'm like summoning a demon. Clerics must have prayed and specially sacrificed to their deity, while magic users must have drawn a magic circle and remain uninterrupted. And this is in caps now. Preparation requires 1 full day for each level of spell being scribed on the scroll.
Right.
My God. And time so spent must be continuous with interruptions only for rest, food, sleep, and the like. I assume I can use a restroom. If the inscriber leaves the scroll to do anything else, it's like it knows. Hey, I was just getting a snack.
Well,
No. You did something else, didn't you?
Not the prescribed 15-minute break.
Oh my God, it knows. Then.
Well, you know why they're putting all this is because people, what they want to do is, during downtime, I want to go shopping and I want to train and I want to do this. And in the meantime, I've written 7 scrolls of Fireball and everything else.
Right. And you leave it. It's like in the oven. It's like baking and you leave. I'll be back. I'll do a quick run to the store.
Right.
Yeah. And then this is great. After all that, failure. A basic 20% chance that a mistake, smudge, or flaw in the scroll will make the spell useless. Okay, this is the one rule that I would change. I think a smudge should just increase chance of spell failure, not destroy the spell trance, because that to me is more fun. Because then there would actually be a market for like imperfect, might be used for the imperfect phone or whatever.
Imperfect, yeah, I love that.
Right? Yeah, it's got a smudge, and so it's like, if you're poor,
not knockoff, seconds.
Secondhand.
Second scrolls, second chance scroll.
Second chance scroll. You're at like the thrift store. Yeah, you're like down at it's the outlet.
Yeah.
The scroll outlet. These are like imperfect. It was a little bit different.
Second chance scroll emporium. There you go.
Yeah, right. That's better, I think.
Scratch and dent scrolls. Second chance.
Yeah, the smudge scroll.
The smudge scroll. That's good play.
I like that, the smudge scroll or something like
it's
that.
An alliteration.
Oh, there's just like a big bin, and they're just all piled in there. You're like looking through it. I'm looking for
you cast read magic, and then you go for it.
Yeah, do you see? Yeah, I'm looking. You find a. I need a. You find a. James, you see a haste in there? No. I said these scrolls stink. Okay, that there's a 20%
Well,
chance
you'd
it won't
find
even work.
push and mending and
There's just a ton of
message,
them.
message.
Message. They're all it's all message and push and mend, and they're smudged in the bargain bin.
Yeah.
One copper piece each. Okay, so apparently the crowd didn't like that. Okay, to this. Poor James, he's gonna hate me. Leave me alone. To this base chance is added 1% level of the spell being inscribed. So the total failure chance, right, 21 to 29. My God, you do all that work, and then there's that high chance. So, and if you screw up one, no further spells may be placed on that scroll.
Right.
Do I still get the ones that worked?
Yes.
Okay. So don't screw up the first one.
Don't. Yeah. If you screw up the first one, you basically pitch the whole thing.
I wasted the paper. The ink, I used up the ink. How much did the ink take? Well, whatever.
We went with 200 gold pieces.
How much can I use that? Oh, and that's for one. That's just one scroll.
Yeah.
Right. Let me tell you something. 200 gold pieces, yeah. Because if we actually ran the numbers on this, like the amount of effort, you got to hire the adventurers to get the basilisk eye. That cost could be quite. That market really is going to go up and down, because it's just not always going to be like a steady flow of basilisk eyes.
Well, you're assuming that it's kind of like a brewery, right? They're making the October hop thing in October. This month we're making basilisk protection.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we got in basilisk eyes.
Right.
Yeah, so that's what you make, right? Whenever it comes in, that's usually like the specials, right? When the seafood place has a special on trout,
right?
Because they got a thing of trout in a cheap. Like the McRib, they're doing an argument that when the pork prices go low, that's when the McRib comes out, and so it'd be the same thing here, right? Yeah, we've got. Yeah, why you got so many of these? Oh yeah, we got a. Yeah, this adventure brought in some basilisk guys.
Right, you will go out and fought Ogre Magi. It's going to be potions of healing until we run out.
Yeah, so what do you got? Yeah, what do you got for me? Yeah, so you just kind of hit or miss. You just kind of drop in.
Well, it's like those cooking things. What can we make today? You go look in your cabinet.
Yes.
I got some Ogre Magi, I got this and that.
Yeah.
I'm making healing potions. Exactly.
I wonder how long it lasts. Is it like the vaccine? Does it need refrigeration, the basilisk,
Well, I assume you're preserving them, right? In some kind of.
That's interesting. Because the jerk of a DM is like,
That's right.
Oh, you didn't preserve that? No.
You'd have to do some kind of stasis to them. Absolutely.
Right. Okay.
I agree.
All right. Now, okay, I want to make a magic sword. So what about other magic items? So I want to make, rings or swords.
Right, and the intention is, if it's that complicated for scrolls and potions, magic items should be pretty complicated too.
Yeah. And this is more serious business. So we laughed at the poor sword +1, but this is a much more big deal probably, don't you think?
Right.
So what do rings. I can do rings actually, but it's and this is sort of more up to the DM, isn't it, about what is going to be needed and how it.
Right. But in the mindset, or in the similar vein of, if it takes this to create a potion, you should be making it pretty complicated to make a magic item.
Right. So we're just going to give general guidance on this. Does it talk about so swords, right? So that can be done too, right? Because I know it talks later about making a +1 dagger, right? May attempt to make it, and it's a similar process. You need a permanency spell, is that right?
Correct.
Well, unless you don't want it to be permanent.
Well, certain things you have to have it, certain things you don't. So really, the next level up, you're starting with scrolls and potions, and then wands. Certain wands would be the next things you'd be making, because they don't require permanency.
Oh yeah, wands. That's right. So there's wand makers, meaning not magic, but there's probably, like, don't you think there's people who are making just the wand without the magic, right? So then they're selling that probably, right? There's like a wand store where they're not magical yet, but you go down and I'll take a dozen of those. And then
you're going to need enchant an item, the spell, at a minimum. So you're 12th level, or you have access to that spell. Because enchanted item's a 6th level magic user spell.
And do I need that even to make? I need that for a wand, for anything like that. Then, so if it's not
in my opinion, yes.
Okay, and that's a very, very long spell.
Yeah, it's. I mean, we have to look. We look into that as well. If you're enchanting items, you got to go back to the player's handbook, enchant an item.
Right, and we know that artifacts, relics, those are verboten.
That's a whole different animal.
That should be off the table, basically. Gary seems to say.
Right, they're created from divine whatever.
So I want to create a +5 Vorpal weapon.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Okay, well, so that's going to be hard.
Yes.
Right, and how's it going to be made hard? Just that the ingredients are going to be very difficult and very expensive.
You're going to need adamantite or mithril special. Again, based on the type of you need rare metals. Vorpal, you need something which confers the sharpness to it. So. I'm sure there's monsters that if they roll a 20, they cut your head or arms. I don't remember one, but you'd have to look at that.
Right. Well, you need the Vorpal bunny.
Right, the Vorpal bunny. That could be the quest. They want to make a Vorpal weapon.
That's what they're doing. They need
for
the
Easter special. They're going back to go get the.
You need the eyes.
The teeth.
Oh no, the claw, the teeth. I don't know what I'm thinking.
They need the teeth ground up, and you infuse it into the metal.
Yes, I'm the guy who comes back with the eyes. You're like, seriously?
Go back there and.
You got the eyes? James, I said, I'm the guy who gets the eyes.
The eyes have it.
Okay, I'm going back. Yeah, so that's what it'll be this time. You're right. It writes itself. So this Easter.
That's right.
That will be our incomprehensible death, right? Yeah. They'll be going back for that Vorpal bunny to harvest its teeth to create. So it's basically the same thing. So why is this happening? I mean, the player wants this. The DM it's going to be a side quest because the other players are like, we don't care. And I guess the DM could, if they're going to do it, they either do it as a side quest or they do it where it will make it the next adventure and some of the ingredients. Am I getting this right? Because this seems very time consuming, very involved.
Yes. Well, two things. One, smart players are, the casting of spells in combat is very difficult. You lose initiative, you gain surprise, or you don't have surprise, you don't have a chance to cast spells. So having wands, scrolls that are guaranteed to work and also extend the capability of the party, again, back in first edition, right, when we played, and if you're playing today, healing is difficult, right? That's a big complaint. Mm-hmm. Wandering monsters in a dungeon are a huge thing, so it's hard to rest. It may be hard to go back to town. Your DM may prevent that. So you want to extend your capabilities. It's just resources. And so, having a wand of magic missiles makes that first level magic user who's useless pretty useful. Or a fifth level magic user. When they burned all their spells, they got nothing to do. They have wands and scrolls. So that's why.
But you can't. But as a first level magic user, you can't make it. So this is not. I gotta find it.
Yeah.
I guess so. If you're a higher level magic user, I guess in between adventures, you could try to make. I guess if you know what your next adventure is and you're actually planning what you're going to do, you're like, okay, we really should have a potion of invisibility or something, right?
Right. And we can't find it, or we know we're doing it. We're going to go look for. We have to go underwater. Well, someone's got to get a potion of water breathing because you always want to have extra just because you can only memorize so many water breathing spells. They're third level. And you'd rather have, slow or haste or something like that. Yeah,
that's so this is for the serious campaign. You got a regular group of players. It's right. It's the you're meeting all the time. You're talking in between adventures. You've got the time to do it. So okay, I mean it's
But it is attention that if you're a DM and you get past mid-level, that players are going to want to do this.
It's kind of like when you're a parent, your kids are going to read. You need to know at a certain age, your kids are going to want to do something, and you're going to have a conversation.
You have to give them a talk. That's right. You're going to have to give them a talk.
Oh, this is the talk. This is the talk.
Yes, this
with
is
the players.
That's right. This is the talk.
This is the talk. So when we took our daughter to college, there was a
You gave her the
little
talk. It's a little late for that. I'm just saying.
what? Take that back. And there was this part for parents at the orientation.
Oh,
where
yeah.
Are you familiar with these? Yeah.
Yes. Well, I wasn't familiar when you and I went to school because our parents just said, "There's the school. Go in there and
Right.
do it." They didn't have
Yeah, right.
orientation. Now it's 5 day. I mean, the last one 10 years
Right.
ago was 5 days. I'm like, 5 days of orientation for us? What are you talking about? It's crazy.
Right. It's a whole
I'm not
to-do
going
now.
to school.
And they said they had this. So for the parent one, they had this thing, a slide that said the talk, and it has the mom on the sofa with the daughter, and it says, "Okay, guys, it's time for now to talk about having the talk with your kids." And of course, what we're talking about is how to do laundry.
That's right.
And it was funny, and apparently 80% of problems with the laundry was user error. But okay, but I move on.
Well, we also had people. I mean, I couldn't believe it that this was the first time they sent the students had to go away to get their classes. They would not allow the students to pick their classes, and the parents were just sitting there. And some of them were getting phone calls like, "It's going to be okay, Susie or Bobby."
Oh,
It's crazy.
I was there. Yes. When my daughter was doing the classes, because she met with the counselor and picking the classes, and we were there. I was freaking out because we'd had a whole game plan. We'd looked up professors online of who was good, and I wasn't there. And I think she was actually calling me.
Right.
She was on her phone.
They were like, it's time to get the binky out. They need to figure this out on their own. And the parents, some of them were like, "What do you mean I don't get to choose their classes?" Hello, and then the other thing. Obviously, FERPA, as you know, we're completely sidbarring. That's the first time they go, "Oh, by the way, if your children don't give you access, you can't."
Yes.
And they're like, "What?" You see, I mean, you could look the look of horror on these people's faces.
And I can assure you, we got it. The release has been signed. We said, "You are signing this. You're giving it." Well, I don't know. No, it wasn't a FERPA one. It was a medical one, which of course is very important because if your kid's 18 or older, they can't talk to you about they're away from home. They have a medical issue, and they can't release it.
Yeah. But the FERPA one is interesting because again, they could take that away at any time, and that's when you know things aren't going well. Because initially they're like, "Sure, you can look at it," and then when we had access, and all of a sudden, hey, our password doesn't work. Why? Because they've either dropped out or
exactly
they weren't doing well.
You're paying tuition, but I have no idea what. So I think this was interesting that the fabrication of magic items by charmed or enslaved magic users. I hadn't even thought about this. This is terrible.
But this is the talk, because the talk is we're going to charm and enslave a factory. Again, it just reminds me of Saruman and the War Factory, where they're just have wizards chained to their labs producing potions and scrolls. And
it's like the SpongeBob episode with the jellyfish. I don't know if you've seen that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So there's just like Pegasi marching, standing there, and they're plucking the feathers, and then it's
a factory, exactly.
There's a magic user takes it to the magic. Somebody is putting together the ink, and he's scared to death. So he's got to do it right, and then you've got
someone's tasting it, blowing up.
Next, ring on the neck, the next elf, and then at the end is the magic user. But alas, it is not to be.
Yes.
It is absolutely necessary, James, that you take note that any sort of charmed, magically persuaded, or otherwise enslaved magic user will be totally unable to function in such a manner as to allow the fabrication of any sort of magic item. The discipline and concentration demanded by such activity absolutely precludes individuals of this sort from manufacturing magic items. If a player character should attempt to have such a character fabricate items, allow the usual amounts of time and money to be expended. I love that.
That's right.
And then inform him or her that the results are negative. If the player character opts to have the enslaved individual continue, say nothing, but the attempts will continue to be fruitless. Gary he's always a downer. Right. So
cold shower.
So we never get anything good, right? So we want it to cost all this money to do this. We're gonna
chance of failure.
Fine, we'll enslave somebody, and then it's not going to work, and you don't even tell us until after it fails. You don't even tell us then. You just tell us it fails. We try. Stop shaking. You're not doing it right.
That's
Again.
right. Stop crying.
What's wrong with you?
Stop.
I was a member of the guild. I had access to laboratories all across Greyhawk. Right? Here's my guide. Yeah, and
I'm a
yeah.
platinum member.
Yes, here's my card. So yeah, all right, that's rough. So that was. Oh, this is. I want to mention this. I want to remember non-standard magic items because this was absolutely hilarious.
It is.
Okay, I want to talk about when a player character comes and says, a player says, "Oh, I have this magic item from another campaign," and you look at it and you don't recognize it, right? And this is what Gary tells you how to handle this. Other referees will not generally know what special powers or restrictions such items have. Thus, they will not be usable in campaigns other than that from which they came in most cases. You as a referee should simply cause any such items brought into your campaign to
Right.
it's been pinched. No, Gary.
Can I bring Black Razor?
No, it's even worse, James. Yeah, you can bring Black Razor. End of game 1. Where's Black Razor? It's gone. It's been stolen. Okay. Never. So you can't even use it in the old campaign. And I'm telling your other DM, never take a player's word. This is the part I love. Never take a player's word for any item. Do not allow its use in your campaign unless you know his or her DM and get a full explanation
In writing.
In writing from that person which details the properties of the item. Yeah, that's hilarious. There is a writing requirement being imposed. Did this actually happen? So like a letter sent? Has anyone ever done this back in the day? Did you write so you move?
My letters of reference.
I come with this letter. You're right. You're leaving. So you're in New York, you're coming down to Florida, and you've got Ash, you've got your character.
Yep.
And he's got these magic items which are unique to your campaign. And yeah, you need to go and ask for letters.
Well, and the performance, it would be a whole file.
Mm-hmm.
It'd basically be your campaign file. Every week, how you were rated, your overall rating.
Oh, that's true. Oh, that's right, because you may be in between levels, and you may be at currently a low rating. Your alignment graphing chart. You need to come with your alignment
graphing chart. Your grading.
I'm this close to chaotic evil.
That's right. How many hit points you got per. All this pertinent information. General DM notes.
Right.
27th of October. Went into combat. Justifications for ratings. Absolutely.
And I'll ask for them, and I interview you for my group, and I'll ask for the items one at a time. I'm like, do you have your alignment chart?
Yeah.
It's here somewhere, sir. Yeah. You bring it, here it is. And I look up, and I'm like, look down, look up, look down. Okay, you got your, are you requesting permission for the use of any non-standard magic items? Just one, sir, just one, sir. Bring it up.
Yeah.
You bring it up. I look at it. Yeah, and then I'll be like, yay or nay, right? So
this one is okay.
Right, and then I look at your performance. I'm like, can you explain why did you get a 4? It's your permanent record.
Right.
It's like your report card. You're like now 9th level. I see here between level 2 and 3. You had a 4. Can you explain that?
Right. What happened there?
Yeah, what happened? Right. Yeah. Okay.
And tell me of a time you used this magic item in the campaign. How did you use it, and what was the effect? You'd have to be interviewed. And
I may actually need to correspond with your DM back, before making the decision.
This is great stuff.
This is great.
But I think people who read this today, if they played modern games, that would make no sense to them. But this idea of you have a dungeon, I have a dungeon, you have characters, players in yours, they would leave that dungeon, they would come to my dungeon for a while. They would go play different dungeons. Right. We just don't do that now. And so this idea is so odd. And they've fixed that, quote unquote, because in 5th edition, there's this Adventurers Guild. You can go and the characters are cured, so when you show up, this is what they have. But there's a whole process to do that.
And we saw there was a sage advice letter, was there not, where somebody had said, I went to somebody else's dungeon. So he's like a guest DM, whatever. And he killed me. It was like way too hard and I was killed or something. Can I just ignore that? And I think I may have been Gene Wells. I can't remember who said, absolutely not.
You're dead. Yeah, you're a dead man.
You're dead. You take a risk. If you agree to be, you should have checked out that. It's like ratemydm.com.
Rate my DM.
How hard? That should be. We should start that. Right. We could get a lot of advertising.
Rate my DM.
Oh, we need. Okay. That's ours. That's ours.
That's right. We are now taking it.
We're taking it. Ratemydm.com. You need to buy that. On
God, I knew there's more work for me.
You need to buy
as soon as I said this was a good idea.
The web domain. You need to buy that. Not really. And it'd be ratemydm.com. You look them up and see how difficult they are, right? They're kind of boring, but they're easy. It would be like, oh, they're boring.
Well, people have it on Reddit. They have Rate My DM. I want people to rate their DM. So there is no ratemydm.com, but
that's what it should be. And then you could be like, but he gives away tons of treasure. Like, oh yeah, okay, he's boring, terrible adventures, but it's like, it's like an average grade of A.
All right, Rate My DM is available.
What a shock. Ratemydm.com.
Yeah, so if you want that, you're gonna have to come up with the attributes and everything else, and then I'll buy.
What are the attributes?
Well, how are we rating the DM? Presentation style, fairness.
That's too hard because then we actually have to create a program.
Right. Well, I don't have to create a program. It'd just be a form that people would fill out. And if you want to do it, I'm not doing that.
Chili peppers. Right, when I used to have chili peppers, right? Are they attractive?
Yep, right.
Is the DM attractive? No, I think it's just something fun to talk about.
Well, we need to put that in Flipping and Turning as an ad for it. Rate My DM.
Exactly.
That's another ad. I love it.
Time to make some money.
So, so kind of wrapping this up. Let's see. Same thing as. Yeah. So So what are alternatives to the DMG process? Well, you could have events create magic items or how relics appear, right? You don't have to go through this. If, like in our Indescribable Death that Carl Slicing did last time, if Aphrodite came out of the was it Evergold pool? What's the name?
I think it is I think it is Evergold.
I think I'm right.
I can tell you. I'll tell you. You keep talking, and I will tell you if you are right. So
if she, dries herself off, and now the towel is basically a cloak of persuasiveness or cloak of love, because that towel becomes magical. You don't have to do Evergold, right? So she bathes in the pool of Evergold and she dries herself off, and now that towel is the cloak of Filter of Love. I'm just making stuff up like that.
That's good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What do you guys think about that? No, I thought it was funny. Yeah, that was good.
That's right.
Yeah, you're quick. That was good.
Thank you.
The crowd's thinning out.
That's right. It's only
it's gotten late.
I just need one. I need a voice of one guy. Boo!
Yeah, you do. You suck.
That's the heckle one.
Yes.
So, and so you could have some great events that cause magic items, or special places that create magic items. Instead of taking items that are magically created, you go, and at the end of the quest, the tree of happiness, you put your sword next to it and it becomes a +1 sword or something to that effect.
I agree. I think that's great. I prefer that. That's a lot more fun and fitting for the campaign.
Yeah, and then it ties it to the campaign, because again, that's what makes AD&D characters special, is that the magic and how they acquired them, and then you don't have all this bookkeeping. So I like that idea. And then the other idea, that if you're trying to eliminate something I did in the last campaign I ran, was, because again, this thing of you're constantly giving out magic items because people want them, but then you get the +1 becomes the +2 and they want to sell it and trade it and blah, blah, blah. have them scale like you get a famous sword, the Oathbreaker sword, and it has a gem socket. I'm
Orange
sorry?
Whip.
Or Orange Whip,
Orange.
right. But Orange Whip has a gem socket, and later they can switch out the gem for a more powerful gem so that you're not having to give them new swords all the time. There's only a handful of swords, but they can be powered up, quote unquote, so that, Orange Whip, when it's, it's +1 sword right now, it's great. But then, when you're level 10, you're like, I'm not using Orange Whip. I'd rather use this plain +2 sword because I get more damage from it.
And just upgrades. I like that. I like that's a good idea too. I like the idea of upgrades.
Well, because I was tired of I want the, they all want the Ye Merry Magic Shop with, the price listings, and they have the Beckett's Guide to, appraising magic items. That's like going to the pawn shop. What's that? Pawn Wars or that show.
Yeah.
And you bring in your magic item, they're like, oh, well, what's the story behind this one? Well, I got this from the, the dungeon of Tomb of Aethering the Damned, and oh yeah, I heard that was a tough one. Yeah, I got it. And this brooch was from that the old woman, the witch. And
oh yeah, that you guys killed.
That's right. She wasn't supposed to be killed. She's wonderful. Anyway, you get the idea.
Yes.
So I don't like that. I'd rather them just keep the items and that they're special, that they're not these just generic,
right,
kind of things. So,
not just numbers.
Right. Stats.
Replacing +1 with +2. Exactly.
Exactly. All right. Well, that was good. If you have more comments, put them in there. Let's roll for our D10.
Alrighty. It's a 5.
5. I feel that was pretty good because last time was great. We had Carlos on and we did the Jeopardy. This was this is kind of the average what you get from us. I'm not too upset with that. So, what did you guys think about today? All right. Well, thank you for coming out. Thank you.
Yeah, I'd like to thank the folks at the Fortress Madagascar for coming out.
Yeah, this was really good. So on behalf of Grog Talk, I'm James.
And I'm Dan.
And we will see you next time on Grog Talk. Take care.